Takoda Collins was born on December 18, 2008, in Wisconsin to Robin Collins. Little Takoda had the deck stacked against him from the start. His father, Al Mclean, was nowhere to be found and had no part in his early life, and his mother, Robin, struggled with addiction and was unable to care for him. Anita Bredesen and her fiance, who were friends of Robin, took Takoda in and even started the process of adopting him. According to Anita, Takoda was a happy baby and very wanted by her and her fiance. They were looking forward to Takoda becoming a permanent member of their family and giving him a wonderful life. But unfortunately, that would never happen. Takoda's mother would pick him up for visits from time to time, and when he was about 11 months old, her boyfriend at the time spanked him so hard it sparked an investigation by CPS, resulting in Takoda being taken into the foster system. That didn't stop Anita and her fiance from trying to get permanent custody of Takoda. They kept trying until his absent father, Al, resurfaced. Somehow, Al was notified that he had a son in foster care. After a DNA test was done proving Al to be his biological father, Al was given primary custody of Takoda. When Child Protective Services is tasked with assessing the suitability of a guardian, a thorough investigation into the individual's background and living conditions is essential. Unfortunately, in the case of Al's custody of Takoda, critical steps were overlooked. A proper investigation would have included a detailed evaluation of Al's living conditions, employment stability, and personal history, which is crucial to ensuring a safe and nurturing environment for a child. Reports indicated that Al lived in squalor and struggled to maintain steady employment. Al's issues with alcohol and anger management were another red flag that went unaddressed. Substance abuse and unmanaged anger can create a volatile and unsafe atmosphere for children. These issues can lead to neglect, emotional harm, or even physical danger for a child in the household. The most egregious misstep was overlooking or straight up ignoring a police report from 2016, where Al was reported to have mistreated another one of his children. The report documented that one of Al's children ran away and reported that Al was forcing the child to hold a heavy book bag while doing squats as a form of punishment, a disciplinary method that raises significant concerns about Al's parenting style and decision-making. Had CPS conducted a comprehensive assessment of Al's suitability for custody, these factors would likely have revealed him to be unfit to care for a toddler. The safety and well-being of children like Takoda depend on the diligence and thoroughness of CPS investigations. The lack of due diligence in this case by a department whose only reason for existence is to protect children would result in Takoda being sent into the arms of a monster where he would endure years of the most depraved treatment. 1934 Kensington Drive in Dayton, Ohio. This is where Al and his longtime girlfriend Amanda relocated to from Michigan. They lived here with Amanda's sister Genxr, Takoda, and a few dogs. For a while, Takoda had his own room, but at some point, Al and Amanda took custody of Al's younger brother Josiah. At that point, Takoda's room was relocated to the basement. It was quite the mix of characters living under the same roof. Amanda was the only one with a job, somehow supporting the household, working at Walgreens. Her sister Genxr was living with them to help take care of Takoda and Josiah in exchange for a place to stay. How little Josiah came to live with them is a bit of a mystery. According to the trio, he is Al's younger brother. Allegedly, Al's mother had substance issues and couldn't care for Josiah, so Al and Amanda went and picked him up from Al's aunt, who wasn't providing proper care. During a police interview with Genxr, They asked her if she knew if Josiah was reported as missing and if she thought Al and Amanda took him without permission. I thought that was odd. Jennifer said she only knew what Amanda told her, which was Al's mother gave Josiah to them. I couldn't find any more information as to who Josiah is and where he came from, most likely due to the fact he was a minor. The interior of the home was deplorable. Paint was peeling from the walls. The floors were in disrepair. The kitchen and bathroom were filthy, and scattered throughout the home were strips of sticky paper with dead roaches. The basement where they kept the dogs was covered in animal feces and urine. To say the least, this was a profoundly unsanitary environment for adults, let alone children. Not only was it unsanitary, it was dangerous. Al was an angry, depraved, and inhumane man who had no business caring for children. Yet here he was with full custody of Takoda. As the world would soon come to realize, not only was Al the epitome of evil, shockingly, Amanda and Jennifer instigated Al's rage, directing it away from them and onto Takoda. They were no better than Al, and they all fed off each other. Takoda became the scapegoat. He was not safe. He was living in hell with demons on every side. For a while, Takoda was attending Horace Mann Elementary School, but staff began to have concerns about Takoda's home life. He often came to school dirty and unkempt, smelling of urine, with visible cuts, bruises, and other injuries. He was noticeably underweight and complained of being hungry and exhibited signs of fear, anxiety, and distress. He would be sent to school with horrendous, embarrassing haircuts, making him vulnerable to ridicule. School staff did what they could to help Takoda. They offered him donated clean clothes and would often wash his soiled clothing he wore to school. He was often sent to the school nurse, who would do what she could to assist with Takoda's injuries. Concerned staff reported their concerns to authorities 17 times. Dayton police had gone to the home multiple times to investigate reports of mistreatment and neglect of Takoda, with multiple referrals and reports to CPS. However, it's unclear if a case was ever opened, and by law, CPS doesn't have to disclose that. Al became enraged when he became aware the school was assisting Takoda and strictly instructed the nurse not to see Takoda for any reason. The nurse recalled that during her career, Takoda was the only child for whom she had to post a note in the nursing office reminding staff Takoda was not to be seen. The persistent visits from law enforcement and the concerning reports from Takoda's teachers and the school's intervention had prompted Al to pull Takoda out of Horace Mann Elementary School. He swiftly enrolled Takoda in a homeschooling curriculum, gained the necessary approval, and removed him from the school environment. Amanda and Al wrote false educational plans, claiming Amanda would be homeschooling Takoda, but that never happened. This decision to withdraw Takoda from school had the intended consequence of isolating him and keeping the school out of their business, which stripped away any opportunity Takoda had to receive help from the outside world. Despite numerous red flags surrounding Takoda's situation, those with the power to intervene seemed indifferent or unresponsive. One of Takoda's teachers, Joni Watson, remained vigilant in her efforts to advocate for Takoda's safety. Even after he left school, she continued to write letters to authorities, expressing her grave concerns. She went so far as to copy Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown one of her letters, pleading for additional measures to protect children who are removed from school under suspicious circumstances. Yet her appeals fell on deaf ears, as her letters were repeatedly ignored, and no one seemed to care. Although Takoda's birth mother, Robin, had problems of her own, she also made a call to authorities reporting her concern for Takoda's well-being, stating she was sure Al was mistreating him.
Regional dispatch.
Hi, I need to speak with somebody about doing a welfare check on my son, who I believe is in danger right now.
Okay, at what address?
1934 Kensington Drive. And I don't know how you guys do things or how it works or anything, but I believe that his father is abusing him and hurting him, and that he's too scared to tell anybody because his father won't let him talk to anybody. He's pulled him out of school. So if you guys need my permission, I'm giving you guys full permission to pull him to the side and speak with him without his father present.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Robin Collins, and I'm his mother.
Okay, and what's the custody situation with you guys?
He has full custody. Our custody agreement is that he's supposed to bring him back to the state 4 times a year. I'm supposed to have phone conversations with him once a week, talk to his schooling, and talk to his doctors. He has not abided by the court order in 4 years. I did not know where he was living because he was supposed to be living in Erie, Pennsylvania. Thank God that he caught a drunk driving in Dayton, Ohio, and now I have his address. I've been trying to work with him to talk to my son, and he gave me a bunch of things that are very concerning. He locked him in his room. He tried to jump out a window. He sent him to school in a diaper. He pulled him out of school. He whipped him with a belt. Just a bunch of stuff that's very concerning to me.
Okay, how old is your son?
He's 10. He'll be 11 in December.
What's his name?
His name is Takoda, Takoda.
And his last name?
Is Collins.
Okay, and you think that he's actively using him right now?
Yes, I think he is, yes.
Okay.
I definitely do. Just the way that he's talking to him on the phone, telling him how angry he is with him and how if I don't come and get him, something's going to happen and he's going to take him to a group home and drop him off, and how when he acts up, how he disciplines him with a belt and he'll lock him in the room, and just very demeaning and very vulgar. I don't really know if he's telling the truth or not, but even if he's not, I would feel much better knowing that a police officer pulled my son to the side and talked to him one-on-one to make sure that nothing is going on. He won't let me talk to him. When he does let me talk to him, he stands over him on the phone and tells him what to say. I've spoke with him one time in the last 4 years, and that was 2 days ago.
And what's the father's name?
His name is Al, A-L, and his last name is Mclean, M-C-L-E-A-N.
Okay, and do you know what Al's date of birth is?
It is 4-1 of 89 or 4-3 of 89. I'm not sure.
And so you heard him yelling on the phone?
I have it recorded, ma'am, where he's talking about how he's so angry at Takoda and how he hates him, and just like a whole bunch of stuff. He yells at him, he's screaming at him, telling him to get on the floor, just like all types of stuff.
As I lay out the horrific and shocking treatment Takoda endured before his death, you will come to understand why, in my opinion, every single person who was contacted regarding Takoda and did nothing, whether intentionally, out of incompetency, or laziness, should be in jail or under the jail. This has got to be one of the most heinous cases where missteps from law enforcement, hospital staff, and CPS ultimately led to the tragic death of a child that I have ever covered. If one person who had the power to do something would have stepped up, Takoda may still be alive today. But no one did, and because of that, Takoda suffered the most heinous treatment on a daily basis for years that only escalated once he was pulled out of school. What I'm about to describe has been somewhat watered down due to YouTube censorship. They don't like this case. I already know covering it will get this video demonetized and shadow banned. But to keep the video from being taken down completely and risk my channel I have to tread lightly. But I will warn you, although somewhat censored, the details you are about to hear are very uncomfortable and unsettling. If you are sensitive or triggered by CA or SA, please skip this portion of the video. For 2 years up until his death, he was locked naked and alone in the upstairs portion of the home where the attic was located for upwards of 20 hours a day. This portion of the home was a place of nightmares. It was in disrepair, damp, dark, and cold, infested with rats and roaches. Takoda had no access to a bathroom, so he was forced to relieve himself on the floor or in a bucket. He was rarely bathed or allowed to use the toilet. He had only a cot for a bed, no blankets, sheets, or a pillow. His cot would often be taken away, locked behind a makeshift door Al put up to make a separate room. Plastic tarps lay on the ground that were filled with his waste. He was forced to stand in painful positions for hours upon end. The stairs to the main floor were behind a locked door, so there was no escape. On the main floor of the home, where everyone else lived, it was like Takoda didn't exist. There were no photos of him, no clothes in his size, nothing to indicate a 10-year-old boy lived there. Amanda, Al, Genxr, and Josiah all had bedrooms. There were toddler toys scattered about for Josiah. He had a dresser full of clothes, yet Takoda had nothing. There was a camera placed upstairs so Al, Amanda, and Genxr could monitor Takoda. If he grew weary, standing in the painful position Al instructed, Amanda or Genxr would report it to Al. He would then storm upstairs and do unspeakable things to Takoda. Genxr and Amanda knew what was happening. They would hear Takoda's screams and do nothing. If Al found Takoda's waste upstairs, he would force him to ingest it. As if that wasn't bad enough, he would also rub it in the open wounds he had inflicted on Takoda, along with salt and hot sauce. As if all of that wasn't disgusting enough, Al would horrifically violate Takoda with objects, causing injuries inside and out. After he was done, he would pour hot sauce on his injured privates, furthering the humiliation and pain he inflicted on Takoda. There was a wooden chair upstairs turned upside down. Takoda was forced to sit on one of the legs, unclothed, which caused horrible damage internally and externally. Al would excuse his treatment of Takoda to Genxr and Amanda by saying Takoda was crazy and had behavioral issues. That is why he deserved to be treated worse than an animal. He blamed Takoda for his inability to control his bowels, even though he had no access to a bathroom and was unable to control his bodily functions due to the violent SA Al was subjecting him to. I struggle to wrap my head around how a human being can inflict such horrible pain onto an innocent child. I can only conclude that Al is not human. He is a beast filled with nothing but vile darkness. At some point, Takoda's little body, his mind, and his soul couldn't take the pain anymore. And in an act of pure desperation, he jumped out of a small window upstairs, trying to escape the pain. He was injured badly in the fall, and instead of trying to get help from a neighbor, he went right back to the front door of the house, crying for help. Shockingly, paramedics were called, and he was taken to the hospital. In an effort to cover for Al, Amanda acted as if she was Takoda's mother, telling hospital staff Takoda was sleepwalking, and that's how he ended up falling out of the upstairs window. Doctors determined Takoda had a traumatic foot laceration with severe tendon damage that required surgery. They also found Takoda had abrasions to his right lower abdomen, right hand, his knee, his lower leg, and his scalp. All of these injuries concerned hospital staff, which prompted an evaluation from a hospital social worker. The social worker had been informed CPS had previously been involved with Takoda and was aware Takoda had informed staff he jumped out of the window because he was trying to, quote unquote, get away because he was scared. But even with all the red flags concerning this event, she never reported hospital staff's concern to CPS. Takoda was released back to hell the next day in a cast. Al never took him to any follow-up appointments, and at some point, Al and Amanda took it upon themselves to remove his cast with zero professional medical advice. Al did receive a follow-up call from the social worker to set up an appointment for psychological counseling for Takoda, but he declined the help. He instead called the juvenile court to inquire about services for children under the age of 10. However, when he learned they offered therapeutic programs and would not result in Takoda being locked up, he declined that assistance as well. If Al couldn't get the state to lock Takoda up in a cell, he would make sure he was locked up in his own home. Takoda's hospital visit would be the last time he would have a chance to be saved. It would be the last time he would see the outside world. The next time Takoda would leave the horror house on Kensington Drive, he would be dead. On December 13th, 2019, about a year after Takoda jumped out of the window, Genxr unlocked the door to the stairway that led to Takoda's hell. This was one of those rare occasions where she would call him downstairs to use the bathroom. As he was making his way down the stairs, she noticed his steps were slow and unsteady. He was swaying and bumping into the wall. As she later told detectives, she thought he was faking and acting up. So she decided to wake up Al, informing him Takoda was acting up. That is beyond evil. Genxr knew what hell she would unleash on Takoda by waking up Al, but she did it anyway. Takoda wasn't faking anything. He was stumbling because his broken body was dying. He was nearing the end. This precious boy couldn't take much more. Genxr's decision to wake up Al was a deadly one. That decision would lead to Takoda enduring the worst depravity and violence he had experienced yet, and he wouldn't survive it. Al threw Takoda around, slamming him into walls, elbowing him in the back, and forcing him to lay on his stomach while he stood and stomped on his back. He then pushed him into the bathtub and held his head underwater. Genxr could hear splashing and gurgling and did nothing. Amanda was on the couch. She too did nothing. Al then forced Takoda upstairs. He grabbed one of the chair legs and violently harmed Takoda. Takoda was screaming, but when Al removed the chair leg, Takoda fell silent and did not move. Al rushed downstairs and through the chair leg behind the dresser. When the three realized Takoda wasn't breathing, Amanda and Genxr took Josiah and left the house in a panic. Al stayed back and called 911. The call was disturbing. Rather than showing any concern for Takoda's condition and trying to revive him, Al went on about what a terrible child Takoda was. When first responders arrived, they found Takoda lying alone, unresponsive on the living room floor. He had injuries from head to toe. Their attempts to revive him on scene failed, and they rushed him to Children's Hospital, where he was pronounced dead soon after arrival. Dr. Linger, an expert in pediatrics, found Takoda had injuries on almost every inch of his body, including scars from previous injuries. It was clear Takoda's death was no accident. The autopsy showed numerous injuries, including fluid in the lungs, most likely from the bathtub incident, broken ribs, and his stomach was found to contain his own waste. He was branded with the letter T and 4 other letters in a place he couldn't have accessed on his own. This detail piqued my curiosity. How did the hospital not notice this when he went in for surgery? He had to have only been wearing a gown. It's not clear how large the branding was or exactly where it was, but if hospital staff noticed various injuries, I'm not sure why they didn't notice Takoda was branded. He also had internal and external injuries from the SA, including 2.5-inch lacerations and abundant pooling of blood internally. Takoda's cause of death was blunt force trauma, combined with compressive asphyxia and water submersion. Al, Amanda, and Genxr were brought into the police department for formal interviews, which have since been released to the public. Al's interview is so shocking and graphic, I can't play it in its entirety here, but it will be available on my Patreon along with court filings describing Takoda's case, containing details I can't provide in this public video. I will also make these available for the Gold YouTube members. The sensitive nature of the court filings and portions of the police interviews must be placed behind a paywall to prevent censorship or risk to my channel. True crime is an uphill battle on YouTube. They treat viewers as if they are children, unable to handle certain words or truths, as I call it. It's their rules, not ours, so please don't be frustrated with creators when they must dance around certain words or phrases, because we are forced to. With that said, the following are portions of the interviews I can play. Please stay tuned, because after the interviews, I will go over new updates to Takoda's case and details I found during my research.
Have you ever been ready to race before?
Yeah.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, spell your first name for me.
ALMUTAHAN.
METAHAN?
No, ALMUTAHAN. Can I please have some water? I ain't had water in 6-7 hours, please.
Yes, we will get you water in 1 minute. We are going to be interviewing you in regards to the crime of a homicide. Okay.
Homicide, that's like premeditated.
Homicide's kind of a catch-all for somebody that died more than likely not of natural causes. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it kind of covers a lot of things. It could be murder, it could be...
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't even know why my child is dead. You hear me? I still don't know.
If your child's dead?
No, they just told me he dead, but they didn't tell me what killed him or anything like that. You hear me?
That's kind of what this opportunity is for you to tell us.
To
We don't
discuss
know
it with
we
you
weren't
because,
there.
right.
You were there, we weren't.
Right. So
This is, once we go through your rights, this is your opportunity to kind of tell us what happened today and how he died, how he became unresponsive, because we weren't there.
Right.
Okay, so let her get through this portion of it with you real quick.
Well, this is what happened. I ain't slept in about 3 days, right? The kid keep falling down the stairs, keep knocking his head around. It looked like something was wrong with his stomach last night that I noticed. And I gave him some water to throw up. You know what I mean? I had him drink like several cups of water because it looked very odd normal. And I know that he used to eating his own shit. So I just wanted to make sure that he was okay. So he drank the water. That was it. And I guess he goes back upstairs and acting out some more. I mean, jumping off the banister, everywhere, the usual, might I add. I've been dealing with this for probably since he was 2 years old, he's been doing this. Yeah, and so I've been very tired. I ain't slept in 3 days, so I'm just sitting there, and here he come rolling down the stairs again, ba-doom, ba-doom. So I tell him go back upstairs. A little while later, I go up there. I see a stick in his ass, like a chair leg. So I asked him, what is he doing? And he's just steady, you know what I mean? Now I'm freaking out. I'm like, hurry up. You need to get downstairs so I can get you in the shower. You know what I mean? And see what's going on. So at the time, I didn't think nothing of it. I just see that he bruised up as usual. Seeing he never stopped. He would find any way, any type of way, anything to use just to put a bruise on his body. So as a parent, I just put him in the shower. I put him in the bathtub to try to, get some of the swelling to go down or whatever the situation may have been, clean him up, make sure he was good. So I'm sitting on the couch. He like, Dad, come here. He like, Dad, help. So I come up the stairs to help him. And that's when I noticed his body was cold, very, very, very cold. So I took him downstairs and tried to rinse him off, to see if he'd shake out of it, wake up. I had no clue of knowing that he was sick to that extent, or that this is gonna go anywhere near this far. I just figured he was doing his normal acting out. He was kind of tweaking a little bit, you know what I mean? But as far as just like this. This is my way of describing it, just like this. But this is something that he done pulled for many years. All the time, damn near every day. Anytime he don't want to have his way, this is what he's pulling. Can't get him to eat his breakfast. He don't want to eat his breakfast. I'm like, all right, at this point, there's nothing I can do but let him sit there and lay down. Okay? So, like I said, he said, Dad, help. And I came up the stairs crying and nothing. I'm just like in shock, like my child really dead. How? You hear me? Is what I don't understand. Now I know them girls didn't do nothing to him to kill him. I just don't understand it. I'm very serious. That's where I'm at. It was shocking. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, he had marks all over his body.
It's every day. Now, sometime I had to spank his behind just to prevent him from hurting himself. This boy jumped out the window before. Just straight out the window. There is no stopping him. I'm afraid. I've been telling people I was afraid, but at the same time, it was nothing I can do. And I can understand the fact that he had marks all over his body. You'd be surprised just to sit there and watch him do it. Or just to see there and you could just be like, stop, or no, or don't, and he's gonna whack, he's gonna bam, he's gonna jump, he's gonna flip, he's gonna we had stairs he was living up. He would kick them like that, you know what I mean? And kick them all kind of ways in the corner.
So he lived upstairs?
At times, yeah.
What do you mean at times?
Well, at first he was living downstairs, but the smell got too strong. Not only that, my little brother, I just got custody of him probably like 2 years ago. I've been taking care of my little brother. Okay, so he been living with us. Do y'all have my little brother? Okay, good. I'll just make sure he all right. Okay, so, yeah, my little brother started living with us, right? And the Bob want to get aggressive with him and, you know what I mean, try to take his clothes off in front of him and stuff like that. So, I mean, I had to protect him. I had to just send Takoda upstairs. I mean, the living environment, it was fine. It wasn't, it was perfect, actually. When he went up there, it didn't stink. He had a bed, he had clothes, he had everything he wanted. Like, I can't get a boy a blanket. Because if I give him a blanket, now he has marks all over his body from him to himself and wrapping around his own blanket. You know what I mean? If he did that continuously, there'd be rashes and, you know, that's unsanitary. Flat out. And there ain't no way to keep a child like that clean that just gonna do what they want to do no matter what, regardless. I mean, I done had social services out there. I called the police. The police told me he was being unruly and that when he got a little older, they'll be able to, you know, put him in some type of juvenile center. And I mean, this is the day after he jumped out the window. I mean, I'm traumatized every day. It's a new show. My child almost lost his foot. Here I am laying in the bed thinking he's asleep. You know what I mean? I'm laying in the bed thinking he's asleep. And I hear bam, bam, bam at the door. If you're upstairs, what are you doing outside? So not only did he jump through a window, but the window he jumped through is probably a little bigger than a square. A big fella like that, straight through it. I mean, he's impressive. So, like I said, he did that, and it just went on and on and on and on. Like I said, anytime that I put my hands on him, it was to keep him from hurting himself. And that was my biggest fear, and he just continued to hurt himself every day. I mean, he had food, fresh food, clothes, all that. All he wanted to do is show out and tell me that he acting out, and there's nothing I can do about it. And like I said, ma'am, I am shocked right now at this point that he died. I'm dealing with that on top of the fact that now we ain't got no health insurance because he done got in trouble so damn much to the point where I can't leave the house for 2 minutes or not 1 minute.
Let me ask you this. He stayed upstairs?
Did he stay up there?
He stayed up there, right? When you were talking about him pooping and peeing and everything up there.
Yeah.
Like, locked up there?
We never locked him up there. Like, the lock's been on the house since we had the dogs when they were smaller. They'd get into fights. We just never took the time to take them down, you know what I mean? But we got pit bulls there. And we ain't separated, made it be blood all over everywhere. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what the locks is for. Like, he would come down, I would invite him to watch TV. He's my son, he was handsome, he looked just like me. You know what I mean? And I would invite him to sit down, watch TV, and this, that, and the third. I mean, I did everything in my power. That bucket that was upstairs, I used to put soap and water in it and have him clean it up. Clean the floor up, clean your walls, clean it up. Like, it's just unbearable. I'm downstairs on the couch. I can't even sleep because the smell is so strong. You know? I mean, outrageous. And he getting put in the shower every day on a regular, you know what I mean? But regardless, it'd be like you never put a drop of water or soap on him. It's very shocking right now, the fact that he did. I mean it. I never thought that he would end up dead. I figured if he eat his own poop, I even Googled it. Like, will it hurt you? And they was like, nah, you know, to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Just to see, because, I mean, I was to the point where, what am I supposed to do?
Did you ever take him to the doctor?
Yeah, he's been to the doctor.
He has?
Yeah.
What's the doctor?
It's been so long, I don't even know. I just know it was probably like, well, my health insurance ran out. Probably close to 3 years.
For 3 years?
Yeah, but he been to the hospital in less than that.
When was he at the hospital?
Probably like a year ago when he jumped out the window.
Dating children?
Yeah, he always been very healthy.
Okay. Who was his PCP? His primary caregiver?
I didn't have no primary.
Care physician?
No, I didn't have one.
Where did you take him to the doctor?
I only took him to the hospital, and I only took him to the doctor when he needed it, and it won't, nothing wrong with him. He's been to counseling his whole life. See, I could tell y'all.
So where did he go to therapy at?
He ain't been to therapy in a little while.
He's gone to therapy.
He has been, I'd say, probably like 4 years ago.
So he has been in counseling for 4 years, but he's been in the whole life.
Maybe off and on. I probably had some online counseling services or online counselors talk to him, but
Where did he go to school?
he's homeschooled. Thank you. But the thing is, like, when I did have counselors speak to him, he would play them so slick to the point where it'd be like, you know, he's all good and golden. Like, they wouldn't believe the stories that I tell them. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's getting it in like that. I mean, and he didn't have to do it. It's not something that we forced upon him or anything like that. Like, if I would give him ice cream and a couple cigarettes, he would do anything in the world. You know what I mean? Anything in the world that you ask him, only when he get his way. He was a bully.
So if you gave him cigarettes, he would do stuff? Sorry, buddy, I'm trying to get this.
I'm just saying, if I would have gave him whatever he asked, when he
There we
asked,
go.
he could be the perfect angel. You know what I mean? But let me say no, or you got suspended, so we can't do this. It ain't no punishing him.
He got suspended, so where's he going to school?
He was going to Horseman. He's been homeschooled for the last 2 years.
Who's homeschooling him?
I was. Yep.
Why do you have to think about that?
My lip hurt. I'm just like, You know, I've been up for 3 days. As I'm telling you, I still haven't took a nap, been to sleep. So I'm doing my best.
And you've been up for 3 days because he's been walking into walls and falling down?
Not 3 days straight, but every now and then. I mean, he would go maybe one day, yeah, pretty much, or yelling. No, he was just yelling and screaming.
That's different than what you told us earlier, though.
No, that's what he do every day. But what I'm saying is, what kept me up was his tone, yelling, screaming, singing, dancing. Boy, it's 3 in the morning. No sleep.
Okay, so you homeschool him.
Yes,
What grade is he in?
5th grade.
Okay, and what's the stuff he's learning about right now?
Well, he was learning, but he refused to learn. I had legal documents stating that he was certified to be homeschooled.
Okay.
But like I said, he destroyed all his equipment, all of it. As a parent, I can't go out and just be like, I'm getting ready to replace all this.
So when was the last time he had schooling?
True education, I could say probably like 2 years ago, before he got pulled out, Horseman.
Okay.
But he didn't learn anything. He wasn't doing nothing. He was threatening the teachers and telling them how he teach people a lesson and locking them out the classroom and, you know, just getting it in.
Okay. He was locking the teachers out of the classroom?
Yep.
Okay. Earlier you called him a big fella. You think he was a big fella?
Do I? Yeah, a little bit. He's kind of tall.
Okay. So, I want to talk about today. You said you haven't been to sleep, is that right?
I still haven't, no ma'am.
Okay. So, what happened when he woke up this morning then?
He never went to sleep.
Okay, so then what happened, what's been going on since 6 a.m. this morning?
This morning, I look at the camera, I see him plunging on his table, his chair. I don't think nothing about it. I'm just like, he's doing his normal weird things. So sometimes I felt like ignorance was the best answer, because he was basically just seeking attention at any cost. You know what I mean? Any cost. He's been dealing with this since he was younger. He's been in the system since he was 2 years old. Anytime he didn't have his way, he'd make sure CPS show up at the house.
Okay, so keep going with your story.
And he would tell him just anything. The most outlandish thing. I'm gonna, this, that, and the third. And then come home and, how's the day? Everything was fine. Yeah.
So at 6 a.m. this morning.
6 a.m. this morning. All right, so I see him doing that. I'm paying no mind. I'm like, you know, I didn't think he was hurting himself at all. So I'm like, hey, what is he finna do?
You didn't think he was hurting himself?
Not at the time.
Okay.
I'm thinking in my head, like, what could he possibly be doing with that? Okay. So, all right, I'll get up around, say about 8 o'clock, go get him his breakfast and stuff like that. So I go up there, and he laying on his tarp. It's not a day where he is not gonna add another one.
Okay.
And here's the thing, as a parent, I'm afraid, I was concerned, like, damn, if I take him anywhere, they're gonna be looking at me like I did this. You know what I mean? So at the same time, I was trying to just get him together to where he didn't have any bruises, and then I can take him somewhere and see about possibly more therapy or something like that.
So you know he needed some sort of treatment.
It started to hit me at the last phases, like his last week. It started to hit me that he started being disobedient to the point where he wouldn't do nothing that he used to do. He took a real big turn. So yeah, he started being extra disobedient. So I'm just like, I'm gonna back off, you know, let him do his thing. I'll try to keep him healed up, and then I'll get him to a treatment. Now that he's 11, maybe there'll be more options, I'm thinking. But like I said, today, he came downstairs, and like I said, showered him up. He went back upstairs, told him to eat his breakfast. He didn't eat it. He just laid on his bed, and he didn't eat it. So I'm like, I'll just wait a while. I'm like, eventually he'll get hungry, he'll eat. He always eat. He beg for food. He's never, he want more and more. Depends on what it is. You know what I mean?
20 hours later, or?
Not even 20 hours later. We're talking, maybe 3 hours later.
Okay.
So I'm just sitting there like, you know, I'm going to check on his body again, a couple hours, you know, give some time to cool off and check on it. So when I'm sitting on the couch and he like, Dad, help.
What time was this when you heard him say, Dad, help?
I can't tell you exactly. I ain't had no clock in front of me.
Approximately. Was it?
I ain't been asleep in 3 days. The time, I'm pretty bad off right now when it come down to the time.
Okay. So was it
I know it was daylight.
long before you called the police or shortly before you called the police?
Once he said, Dad, help, I called the police 5 minutes later.
Okay.
Less than that.
Okay.
Just
So
enough
he's
to rinse him
upstairs.
off.
He's
Yep.
upstairs and he says, Dad, help.
Yep.
And you come downstairs, you come upstairs,
Yep.
and what happens when you're upstairs? He's talking to you. He
Yeah.
called for help.
Yep. He was talking to me, and then he just quit talking to me. And
Upstairs?
Yep. But he was doing like this.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay.
Was he standing?
Mm-mm.
Laying
But
down?
yeah, when he asked me for help, he stood up like this. He was laying down, and he pushed up like this, like, Dad, help.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, let me go see what's wrong with him.
What did he use to push up with?
His bed.
His bed?
Yep.
Okay.
So he pushed up, and he was like, help. So I go up there to help him out, and he got some stuff coming out of his mouth.
Okay.
But because the night before, like I said, I just noticed how big his belly was, and I gave him some water so he can throw it up. You know, if he had anything bad in him, a couple cups of water. I
Okay.
gave about 6, 7 cups. You know, trying to force him to throw it up. Is there anything bad in there? I don't know if he swallowed his fork or what he did. So I'm like,
Swallowed his fork?
yeah, that he was outrageous.
Okay.
Or what he would have done, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, get you out, you see him 1 minute, next minute you see him got a belly way out here. You like,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So what I do immediately, I try to get him some water to flush it out. And
So we're back to where he's calling for help, and he's used his bed to push himself up.
Yep.
Okay. And what happens next?
So I ran up there and grabbed him, and then I rinsed him off.
Did he walk down the steps? Did you carry
Kinda
him?
sorta.
Tell me how you guys came down the steps.
I'm holding him like this.
Is he in front of you, behind you, or next to you?
He in front and on the side, like a little bit, because the stairs is narrow.
Okay. So
Okay.
where are your arms?
My arm's right here. This is where he at, right
I
here.
get that, but how are you under him or on top of him or how are you?
Under him.
So you're under his arms?
Yep, trying to hold him up.
Okay.
Yep,
And he's walking?
slightly. Not much.
So are you like-
I'm basically doing all the work.
Are you dragging his feet along? Or you got him up off the steps? What do you?
Yeah, I drag him a little bit,
Okay.
just to, you know what I mean, to hurry up, because I'm trying to assess the situation. So,
Is he still talking?
no, not much. So but he's still moving. His eyes is looking at me. He's doing his normal thing.
His eyes are looking at you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's
Right.
his normal thing?
You know, just the freak out that I was telling you about. You know, the freak show.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But this only happens when he's out a lot of options.
Did he have
when
his
he's in
clothes?
trouble.
Did he have clothes on?
Did he have clothes on at the time?
Yeah. What was he wearing?
No, he didn't have no clothes on. And the reason I didn't give him no clothes is because if I give him clothes, he's gonna spoil them right away. We're not talking about a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. This man is 11.
All right, so you're carrying him down the stairs,
Yeah.
and then what happened?
I was gonna call 911. I started to call him. I said, let me check him out, make sure he not faking me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I wasn't sure if he was faking me or not. Because like I said,
What were you calling 911 for?
He
Because
was
you
just
said he
fine.
was normal.
now the reason I was gonna call 911 is because you know, he been throwing up and like I said,
When did he start throwing up?
when did he throw up?
Yeah.
When he remember when I told you he pushed off his bed and I checked on him, I seen throw up come out his mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure before I wasted the authorities' time that he was not playing around. So I'm like, you know, it is normal. You feel me?
Okay.
Because usually I could be like, you stop right now. I mean, like right now, or really not scare him. Or I'll just be like, maybe I'll take your dinner away tomorrow. Wouldn't do that, but as a dad, I gotta come up with something
Okay.
to try to make a person think that you're serious. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he's like, all right. So yeah, now he's doing this. So and then I realized his eyes didn't look too good. I get on the phone.
What did his eyes look like?
His eyes looked like it just looked low, and it had a little red right here. It just looked a little low. But I mean, on a regular, he squints them like that sometimes too. So I wasn't sure.
So I think earlier you said, did you get him down the stairs? And then after he's down the stairs, what happens?
Put him in the shower.
Okay.
Not the shower, but I laid him in the bathtub.
Okay.
And like I said, he's still doing this. I'm mainly trying to get the throw up off of him again.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's smelling awful. So I'm trying to get it off of him, and I realized that something ain't look right. So I called 911, and I took him out the bathtub,
Mm-hmm.
and from there, I did everything that Dispatch said to try to save my child. He did start breathing again. He was looking at me for a second again. When the EMS got there, they told me to leave out, and I heard her say that he wasn't breathing again. And a couple minutes later, I heard her say they got his breath back, and then and that was it.
So you got him out of the bath, and where did you put him?
I laid him on the living room floor behind the couch.
Okay. And you're doing what dispatch is telling you?
Yeah.
Okay. What happened, what did he do as he was laying there, you're giving him CPR?
What was he doing?
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't doing anything.
Was he breathing?
Barely.
Was anything coming out of his mouth?
Yep. Air.
Air?
Yep.
Okay.
He was breathing kind of slowly.
Okay. Nothing else is coming out of his mouth?
Yeah. He started throwing up again.
Okay.
Yep. So what I did was I tried to lay him on the side to clear his passageway.
Okay. Where was he throwing up at? On the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how long did it take the police to get back when the medics got there?
The police is already there.
Police was already there?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
I tried to cooperate with him and everything. Am I the only one being charged here?
I don't think anybody's been charged yet.
Okay, I'm just asking. I
Okay.
don't know what's going on. You hear me?
Yep. So then the medics take him away, and that's the last thing you know.
And I'm in jail.
I'm sorry?
I said, yes, ma'am. Then I'm in jail.
You've been to jail?
This is jail. I mean, I was in that back room back there.
Right, but you've not been to jail.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So look, I'm sitting back there, The whole time I'm just thinking my son gonna be all right, cause I mean they put him in the back of the ambulance, so I'm thinking he's gonna be all right. And I ain't gonna lie, this is another thing I want to say. When I went to give him CPR, and I was taking it, whatever it was, out his mouth, it smelled so rotten, so awful. That's why I'm still kind of curious, like.
Did you give him the breath, like over his mouth? Were you giving him his breath?
His breath?
His breath, like when you do CPR, you're supposed to breathe into their mouth?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was giving him his breath, and I gave him 12 pumps on the chest, and gave him some more. But like I said, I had him back when the ambulance got there.
So when you said that you checked his body again after this morning's incident and putting him in the bath, and then you sent him upstairs for a little bit, and then you said that you were going to wait a little bit and check his body again. Did you ever check his body again?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, because he asked me for help. I had a certain time that I was going to do it. Like I said, I was trying to settle down a little bit, and you know what I mean?
What were you trying to settle down from?
It's just stressful. Every day when you deal with that for 8 years, when you got a very handsome child that can't go to school, can't have no friends, can't do right, you know, just want to embarrass at all points.
Okay. Who else was home today when this was all going on?
Nobody that I was aware of. The house
Nobody's
is pretty
been
big.
home all day? The house is pretty big?
Yeah, nobody that I was aware of was home.
Okay, so you didn't see Josiah?
I seen Josiah when he came back with Amanda.
Okay, but you didn't see him before he
Not
left?
this morning, no.
Were you sleeping? House isn't that big. I
Nah.
was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sleeping.
Okay, so we know
Not that I'm
that
aware
Josiah
of.
wasn't upstairs, right?
Right, nah.
Okay.
He wasn't.
Does he have access to the basement?
Josiah?
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Okay, so he would have been on that main floor?
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
But he be so quiet. He ain't a loud child.
Okay.
He
And
just
Amanda wasn't there?
not that I'm aware of.
And
I've been
Jennifer
sitting there
wasn't
so
there?
long. Me and Jenny never talked.
Why not?
Just because. There ain't no drama. That's like my girlfriend's sister, so try to keep it short.
She lives with you and she helps take care of your children, right?
Yeah, but still, you know.
Sometimes? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, but you don't talk to her?
not much.
So you don't know if she's there or not, you don't know if Amanda's there or not, you don't know if Josiah's there or not?
No. All I know is that, I went and when he called for help.
No, I'm talking about first thing this morning, 6 o'clock, when you took
I
him
would
up his
imagine
birthday.
they probably would have been, but
You share a bed with Amanda?
yeah, but I ain't sleep on it. I ain't go to bed. I haven't been to bed.
Okay. So where have you been?
Or about sitting on the couch,
Sitting on the couch.
watching them. It's like a 24-hour watch. It only take them a second. The flip down the stairs over the rail. I mean, nothing small.
So you watched him on the camera?
I was, yes.
Okay, how come we couldn't see that view of the camera when we were there?
That I don't know.
Did you disconnect the camera?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Nah.
It wasn't unplugged?
The man was right there with me the whole time.
Well, I mean, we weren't there the whole time.
No, I'm not following you, Ken.
Did you unplug it before you called the police?
No.
No? Okay. It's just odd to me that we couldn't see that view that you keep talking about.
It works sometimes. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't.
It's a 24-hour job, though.
Right.
So
But
why
like I
were you
said,
watching it 24 hours?
sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. I do the best I can. I can't keep functioning for 24 hours on a regular.
Okay. So, and you said you don't ever lock those doors?
Not at night. Only when I'm putting a dog up there, or I bring one of my outside dogs in or something like that. That's the only time.
When Takoda's up there, do you ever lock the door? Okay. What room, where in the attic where does Takoda's room?
Well, look, it used to be in the back area, the biggest part.
Okay.
So we jumped off board. So we jumped out the window.
So you're talking about upstairs in the attic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so where's his room at now?
It was still in the attic, but just the smaller portion.
Okay. Where is his bed at then, upstairs?
His bed.
Mm-hmm.
Every morning I put it in that back area.
Okay, so do you lock that area once you put his bed back there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where it was today then?
Yeah.
Back in that area locked?
Yeah, because look, that'd just be another thing for him to hurt himself on. The area ain't that big. He would just be like, I'm gonna flip off the bed and crack my nugget, and then, you know, I'll be here regardless.
So you lock that back area.
Don't lock that bed. Yes.
And the attic. So the attic's kind of like split up. You have the area where like the stairs are, and then you have that like back room where there's like a blanket hanging from the door,
Right.
and a door and a lock,
Right.
right? Okay. And so every day you take his bed from the big area into the small area, and you throw it in there, and you lock the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It used to be all one, so you put that door and lock in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because for his safety, yeah. That's the measures. I had to board up. If you can't look, I boarded up all the windows in the room just to keep him from jumping out the window. Yeah.
So when he was calling for help, where was he? In the big area by the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I heard him. He said, "Dad, Dad," straight up there.
And he pushed himself up off of his bed?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then you helped him down the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and you put him in the bath,
Mm-hmm.
and you took him out of the bath,
Mm-hmm.
and what'd you do with the water that was in the bathtub?
Left it in there.
You left it in there?
Yeah.
Did you leave the cigarette butt in there too?
Possibly.
Okay. And then, so you laid him on the floor there in the living room behind the couch,
Mm-hmm.
and he's throwing up.
Mm-hmm.
What clothes did you put on him?
Gray, some tan pants, and a black t-shirt.
Okay. And where are the rest of his clothes?
Ripped them all. That's how bad it was. If I send him to school, they called me saying he don't have a hood. His jacket is ripped in half. I got a price tag. I just went out and bought the jacket a day ago.
Okay. But he hasn't been to school in 2 years.
Right, but I'm talking about this is his norm. So I mean, so he has other clothes. I mean, from his school year, because he obviously didn't wear the same thing every day.
Okay.
So he had other clothes and other clothes and other clothes, but it got to the point where I just let him get his shorts and his t-shirt because he never went nowhere.
So when you went upstairs to get him, he was naked.
Yeah,
So he just sits upstairs naked all day?
sometimes, yeah.
Why is that?
My kids soak it down so good. I'm not exaggerating, man. Sometimes I go up there and I think I'm in the Pacific Ocean. How? I don't know. Can one get so much water? I mean, I monitor his water too. I haven't given him more than he can bear or anything like that. You know what I mean? I try to give him enough to stay hydrated. And
Okay. So these injuries that he has, they just appeared, or?
no, he had them over time. I mean, but what was I supposed to do?
Take him to the doctor?
But look, here, I always assessed them. I always checked them and made sure nothing was broken or too far bad in my eyes. I mean, because at the same time, you got to understand this. I done had social services at my house maybe 40, 50 times. I done had, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me to run him to the doctor like, oh, he cracked his nugget again, and social services already told me the only way they're going to take him is if they charge me with something, like neglect, or it's not, I can't do this. Can y'all please help me?
So your story, I just want to go back to this too. You said this morning, first thing this morning, I think you said around 6 a.m. on a camera, you noticed he was plunging himself, I think was your word?
Yeah.
So he is,
But I wasn't quite sure because the light was off.
okay, so like, there was like a yellow stool thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm. He only do it on the days that I gotta work the most.
Where do you work?
If ever I did work, whenever I can, I try to go to the temp service leg work, but I can't never work there that often because of the anxiety, the stress. I mean, I'm trying to hold it together. But
So this morning at 6 a.m. you see him, and I'm using your words, plunging on this chair.
not quite sure. I seen close to it, and that's what it looked like to me. It just
So you've
looked
seen
like,
him do this before?
yeah, but usually with his fingers, and he tried a couple of toys one time. I told social services, I mean, they like, you can't stop him from being gay or you know what I mean?
Okay. So you think he's doing this because he's gay?
I'm not sure if he wanted to hurt his. I know he liked to hurt himself every day. It's a combination. I don't. He do it for a little bit and he stopped. It was all good. And then
You didn't go up and check on him that time?
because he got himself together quick. So
But at that point you knew he didn't poop because you said he would throw it if he pooped.
not all the time. He don't do the same thing every day.
But you didn't see poop from the camera?
Nah, I can't see it on the camera.
Okay.
So I had to go up there and check, of course.
Okay.
So,
But you didn't go up and check the first time. You waited till the second time.
right. Yeah, because I didn't want to, if somebody was home, I didn't want to wake the house up or cause more chaos, you know what I mean?
Where would everybody
My
be at 6
dog,
a.m.?
my dog get to working, my girl work, Jenny go for walks,
What time's your girl work?
evening, morning, it varies sometimes.
It varies, it's not in the evening only?
Lately it's been, but it varies sometimes, so.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't want to be a hassle that early in the morning. Like I said, I haven't been to sleep. So I got to try to stay calm, you know what I mean, as I can, and deal with the situation again, you know what I mean.
So you talk about these outbursts that he has all the time, 24/7 it sounds like, right? Keeping you up at night, he's being defiant, he's having these outbursts or this acting out, is that right? Yeah. Do you have any of that on video that you could show us?
Because it would be so embarrassing for me to be walking around with that in my phone. Like, I loan my phone to my friends and stuff. Like, what would they think of that?
Okay. Earlier you said that you've been telling people about these outbursts. You've been telling all these people about his crazy behavior and all this stuff he's doing. Who have you been telling?
Well, CPS, only the 30, 40 times they came to my house, but they never found me to be an unfit parent or, you know what I mean? Or
Who else have you been telling?
And the police, the last time I called the police.
So those are the only people that you're telling that is so
Yeah.
outlandish and crazy?
Yup.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm an adopted child. I don't have any other siblings real close to me that I could be like, you know what I mean, share that personal level with. I had a couple friends that I tell, like, you know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, because I even asked a friend, like, what would make a child?
So you did talk to a friend about this?
Yeah.
Who's that? What friend did you talk to?
My friend John.
John what?
I don't know his last name. I just know he used to live in Dayton probably about 3 months ago.
So he's a personal friend that you can confide your business about what your kid's doing, but you don't know his last name?
Nah, you know how it be. We just hang out often.
What's his phone number?
I don't know it.
How do you get in touch with him?
I don't talk to him no more. We ain't friends.
3 months ago, how did you get in touch with him?
3 months ago, I would just go to the area he hang out in.
All right. And his name's just John.
Yeah.
What's John look like?
Light skin, long braids,
What's his street name?
skinny.
That's a street name or that's a description of him?
That's his name, Skinny Black.
Skinny Black, all right. Where's he hang out at?
I don't know where he hang out currently, but
Where was he hanging out 3 months ago?
I used to just see him at the bus stop by Salem, and we'd kick it, drink,
Which bus stop on Salem?
close to Walgreens. And we just drink beers and stuff.
How often do you drink?
Every other day.
Every other day? What do you drink? What's your drink of choice?
Coke 45.
Okay. How much do you drink?
Maybe 1 or 2 a day. I mean, 1 or 2 every other day. Not that much.
Any drugs? Marijuana?
Yeah, but recreational only and religious.
What religion?
Rasta.
Okay.
There was a tablet in the bathroom. I think it has a code. What's the code to the tablet?
The code to the tablet, I don't know. It changed so much. It's not my tablet.
Whose is it?
It's my girl's.
Amanda?
Yeah.
Do you have a phone?
Yes, I do.
When did you Google about him eating his feces?
I can't remember.
Recently? Last couple weeks?
It's been a good while. Yeah, because I tried to check in on it like a long time ago.
So when did,
When I first realized that's what he was doing, but he never did it. He was at one point like he was just spread it around. He would never, eat it like every day. I mean, eat it every day like he's.
so when did he stop breathing?
He stopped breathing after I laid him down, and he was still moving and talking a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And right, he just said, "Dad." I'm like, okay, that was it.
Were you on the phone with 911 at this point or no?
I got on the phone with 911 after I got him out the bathtub.
Okay, so then when you laid him on the floor,
He
you
was
would have
still
been on.
breathing. Yeah, he was still.
When he said dad, and he's laying on the floor, you would have been on the phone with 911.
I went up there to see what was wrong with him. This is before I don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh, I thought 5 seconds ago, I thought you just said you got him out of the bath and you laid him on the floor. I had asked you when he stopped breathing, and you said that he said dad, so he was still breathing.
Nah, he won't. He was still breathing, but he didn't say dad then. He was just, a little coherent. That's all. He was just a little.
So why did you start CPR?
Why? Because as I'm on the phone with the ambulance, she told me to check for a pulse, and it stopped. And that's when I started CPR.
Okay. So he stopped breathing while you were on the phone with 911.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did you tell 911 when they originally answered the call?
I can't remember. I'm thinking I'm telling him my son is unresponsive and he's not breathing.
But he was breathing, and he was responsive.
It was off and on. It wasn't enough. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
It wasn't enough. I'm still breathing.
Did you call 911 immediately, or did you wait a little bit?
No, immediately.
Okay. And nobody was home when you called 911?
Not that I'm aware of, no ma'am.
Okay.
Like I said, I've been up for 3 days. I barely made people who be in that house around me like this. I don't pay attention to it much. Only concern I'd be worried about is if he about to crack his head open again. That's my only concern. Yeah, that is my only concern, I promise you, mama. And look, this is what I was trying to tell you. He did his leg like this on the stairs one day. Boom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Both of them. Boom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I've been checking on him, right? This is over a course, 3-day period. And every day I'm checking his wounds, he got them packed with feces.
Were they packed with feces today?
Today, no.
No?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. But they were packed with feces yesterday?
And the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that.
I wonder why you didn't pick to do that today.
We clean it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder too. I don't know what happened. I'm still shocked. I'm telling you, I don't know. And it was like, he didn't make it. I'm like, wow, are you serious? How? Like, what would kill him? I don't know.
So we're here to find out from you.
I didn't think that, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What would kill him? I don't know. I really don't. And that's what I was trying to tell the officers, like, I really did not do this. I really did not do
At
this.
what point did you dress him? Did you dress him before or after you called 911?
I dressed him before.
Okay, so you get him out of the bathtub, he's laying there.
Mm-hmm.
Not really doing much?
Yeah, just little, just little movements and little eye movements. I'm like, put your clothes on. I'm helping him put his clothes on. Put his clothes on. And once I laid him back after that again, it was bad. All I know is I opened his mouth to give him CPR, and I smelled the worst thing ever. And I started gagging, and I tried to clean his face off and get right back to it.
Okay. So, at what point you go upstairs to get him after he called out to you?
Mm-hmm.
Bring him downstairs, you put him in the bath,
Mm-hmm.
lay him down on the floor, you get him dressed, you call 911. When did you go back upstairs and lock the back part up?
I did that before I even brought him down.
So after he called out for you, you locked it?
Yeah, because he was still looping. Like, I just had to get the tarp and the bed out of the way because I realized that I had to carry him. It was in my way.
Okay.
And the closet is right there, so I'm just, boom, in the closet. That way I don't have to carry him and trip and fall and he hurt again.
I thought the bed and the tarp was already put away.
Sometime I put it away. Every morning, every day it gets put away at a certain point.
Okay.
It was still out at this time.
Okay, all right. So before he calls out for you and you run over there and you throw that stuff in there and lock the door.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else that you can think of that would have caused these injuries that killed him? No?
Besides him skydiving off that banister, I do not know.
Skydiving off that banister?
Pretty much.
What banister?
You know how it's a railing right there in that room? I mean, in his bedroom. You know how there's a rail going across? He would climb it and jump, flip, roll, smack, all the time now. But it wouldn't matter if I had him downstairs, upstairs, or around the corner. He will always find a way. He tried to jump out my car before.
So he stopped breathing once you were on the phone with 911. And they gave you directions on CPR?
Yeah, I stuck my hands down his throat, try to clear out his airway.
Got that really bad smell.
Yeah.
All right, stay still for a minute. We'll be back.
Okay. Hey, real quick, do you have your phone? Do you know where it is?
It might be in my truck.
In your truck?
Yeah.
When did you put it there?
I just lose it. I just leave it every day, or lose it somewhere every day.
Well, where did you call 911 from?
Oh, my phone. Oh, yeah. I did. I used my phone to call 911, and where did I have it? I don't know what I did with it. I was running around the house, freaking out. You know what I mean? After I got off the phone with him, I knew the officer was gonna be there and everything like that. Like I said, I don't know where I set it in the blink of an eye.
Did you put it in your truck?
I don't think so. No, I wouldn't have did that. That don't make no sense. I wouldn't have ran outside and put it in my truck with my child in there. No, ma'am.
Okay. We were looking at your history. It looks like you had a couple, you've got a couple things going on.
All the small stuff.
Yeah. What was that?
My child was, I went to my baby mama house. I ain't even had custody of kids. I went to sleep a night at my baby mother house. Our kids was 3 and 4 years old. And one of them unlocked the door and went outside. And they was in their diapers playing in the front yard. And that's what it was about. My mom took the kids for a day or two and gave them right back to me.
Okay. There was one in here too for
It
strangulation.
was on a guy that it was an even match. He attacked me, and I defended myself. I'm not a violent person. I just defended myself. And the guy actually came to court and told the truth and spoke on my behalf. Everything else was just driving and nothing.
So, where is your older child?
My son Khalil,
Yeah.
I think he's staying Seattle, Washington.
With who?
His mom,
Okay. What's his mom's name?
Paris.
Paris?
Mm-hmm.
Paris Collins.
Yep.
Did you ever talk to her?
She had him. She took the photo for me for a little bit, and that was about it. She gave him back. And that was it.
Has he been anywhere, like, has he been to visit her anytime the last couple of years?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Has he been anywhere else, like outside of Dayton?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, he been, I want to say maybe one time or two times after I left the state. He probably stayed at my girlfriend's mom's house. But, she watched him for about a day or two and sent it back. That's about it.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Okay.
A medical release.
I think so.
Can we get one signed for Dayton Children's?
Huh?
Can we get one signed for Dayton Children's?
Trying to understand, these marks all over him.
Like I said, every day.
He can't do that on his back.
Every day. Oh, he slams back. He runs, he jumps, and however land, and he lands. I mean it. Or, you know what he'd do? Excuse me, if you could just pay attention for a second. You know how you got that rail right here by the stairway?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. That's what he do to you. Boom. Hard as he can, just fall out.
Why?
I don't know why. I never understood it. It's all in that. All because he didn't get his way every time that he wanted it. It didn't take much to make him upset. You know, he was a bully. He wanted to go back to school, but he didn't understand that he can't go in the classroom and do that and lock the teachers out and get suspended all the time. I mean, I was trying to work back then. I had a job paying $18 an hour. I was working good. And I lost it because of my child. Because he kept getting suspended. And he kept getting suspended and kicked off the bus and
Well, I think you know we've talked to the other people here.
Okay.
And your story is not consistent with his injuries as theirs, okay? I will tell you that.
I don't know what to say.
Well, it's your chance. Like, I understand if you were frustrated with him at different points because you hadn't slept, or because he would do things that bothered you or disgusted you.
Oh.
There's your chance to say it. But to blame him on him like he's doing him when we know that's not the case.
The only thing I probably did is spank his bottom or hold him down. I don't know nothing about.
Or put hot sauce on his butt so it'll burn.
That I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I
I
did.
know you did.
Yep.
And why did you do that?
To try to get him to quit cracking on himself. Yep, my daddy did me like that when I was little. I used to suck my thumb, he put some hot sauce on, I ain't put it in my mouth no more.
So you think putting hot sauce on his butt would make him not poop?
Maybe it'd burn, because here's the thing, he would try to sit in it for so long to where it built up and just destroyed his skin. A bruise on a wet body that stays wet consistently all the time, I mean, it don't take much. Like I said, maybe I could have put a couple of injuries on him, trying to keep him from eating his feces at the time, but to just, you know what I mean, go to town on him, or just to beat him randomly. Nah, that never happened.
Okay, basically this is medical release just to get his medical history, obviously to see about the time he jumped out the window and
Right.
any other history that there is. So I'm just going to have you sign here, giving us permission to pull that stuff. I think for maybe total.
So you telling me they said that I beat him to death?
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's very inaccurate.
Your hand, you don't use anything else?
Mm-hmm.
Just your hand?
Yep. And that's rarely that, because he was thinking so damn bad that if I touch him, then I'm gonna smell for days. Nobody in the house wanted to touch him. I mean, Jane was left there with him majority of the time. Amanda was left there with him other times while I'm at work, and it'd be the same way. He just had bruises, and I ain't never asked because I know they didn't beat him. They at the same time, I know what he do. You know.
I thought he took a shower every day.
Yeah.
So if he walks around naked, how's he stink so bad?
You said how?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. It's just stuck on him when you do it so long. I mean, so long, man. I mean, I'll just be sitting on the couch and get the biggest breeze of his urine and his feces, and that's it. I mean, I could take him right out the shower and smell him, and it'd still be very, very, very strong. Unbearable.
So, I mean, obviously he drove you crazy.
I want to say that.
Well, I mean,
I was
he
on the
irritated
verge.
you. He made you angry. You sit here and talk about how he stunk.
Yeah, I ain't slept in days, but I wouldn't say that. Yeah, at times he did drive me crazy. At times I did not know what I would do, but I would always try to stay level-headed and just see through another day.
But I'm sure there's times that you didn't. And we know you didn't. I mean, in all honesty, we have witnesses, obviously, that were there when you were doing this stuff to him. Yeah, all these marks that are not self-created.
Yeah, half of them are not. Some of them, like I said, I spank them at times.
What'd you spank him with?
A spatula.
A spatula?
Yep. It was flat. Yep.
What is this here?
That's a rash. That's from his nastiness. Just a rash. Laying in his bed, ate his back up.
No, that's not.
That, I don't know what that is. I thought it was a rash. I've been seeing it for weeks. I actually thought it was a rash.
Maybe if you took him to the doctor, you would know.
What could I have done to cause that? What causes that?
Him.
Drag him where?
Down the steps.
No, ma'am.
On
No,
the
ma'am.
carpet.
No, ma'am. We don't have any carpet. I did not drag him. I mean that. We don't have no carpet. I didn't drag the boy.
Did you have to hold him down in the bathtub? Was he fighting you to get out of the bathtub?
No. No, ma'am. Not at all.
So as nasty as he is,
Jane spanked him
you
before.
take him.
Amanda spanked him before. I mean, we all use the same thing. The spatula. It ain't never been nothing heavy. I just pop him on the butt a couple times, whap, 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 get right. I mean, because he obviously just keep trying to hurt himself.
Get right before what? You started saying get
No,
right before.
see, that's the mind games. It's not before what? It's get right before you hurt yourself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, before you endanger yourself.
Okay.
Like, stop while you're ahead. I used to always tell them that. Stop while you're ahead. Just stop.
How come I asked you like 2 or 3 times what you spanked him with, and you told me your hand, and then...
Yeah, usually it would be my hand, but I have used a spatula. I want to be honest as possible. I really do, yeah. Yeah, like that drag mark, or that you call it.
That's what it looks like to me.
Don't know what that is. I'm telling you, never seen it. Besides the fact, when I did see it, I just thought it was a rash.
So all these marks are probably spatula marks? Is that what you're telling me? I mean,
Yes.
that's consistent.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Is that what killed him?
I would say the spatula marks did not. But possibly throwing him around or stepping on him or putting your knee on his chest or something
And it
along
was
those
only,
lines.
yeah, I did this morning.
So what did you do to make him calm down?
I just laid him down flat and just, put my knee on his back. I didn't put a lot of pressure on it. I just held it to where he could, you know what I
You
mean?
make him put his hands behind his back?
Yeah, because just anything to get him to stop.
Did you put hot sauce on him today?
No. Yeah, so he's laying on his side doing this. I'm thinking he's just putting on the show again, you know what I mean?
He puts on a show like he's having a seizure?
Oh yeah, 24/7. Like this.
Are you sure he's putting on a show? I mean, he hasn't been to the hospital.
Yes, ma'am, it was not a seizure because, look, I could tell him, like, stop it right now. Here's the sucker many times, and he would be like, okay, Dad. Thanks for my sucker. You know, it was just a show.
Okay, so then he goes, you put him in the bathtub, and that's not working or whatever, so you get him out and put him on the floor,
Yeah.
and then you go and get clothes for him.
No, I'm already on the phone with 911 because he seemed like he's in and out of it. So, yeah, I'm grabbing his clothes, getting him dressed.
And in the meantime, Amanda's freaking out and saying, I gotta get out of here, you take care of this, I'm going to the store.
Nah, I can't recall her saying that to me. I don't even, like I said, I've been up for 3 days. I don't even know if she was there or not. I cannot recall her saying.
Pretty sure you would remember if somebody freaked out because a kid's not responding.
Nah.
I don't know, that's something that even a little bit of missing sleep probably wouldn't really make
Man,
you
it's been
think.
3 days since I've been asleep, man, I'm telling you. And I can't tell you at this point. I cannot. You want the accurate answers, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm
I do
trying to
want
give
you
you.
to be
I
accurate.
don't want to give you nothing I don't know nothing about, you know what I mean? I have a question though.
What's that?
What is to happen to my child body?
What happened to it?
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to do with it?
Well, it's gonna go to the coroner's office.
And they're going to cremate him? Or who has I have sole custody. So do I still have to say so?
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works
I
either.
don't want her to donate his organs or anything like that. They probably already took them by now. Huh?
No, I don't think so.
Why would you want his organs donated?
I just don't believe in that. The black market, where no one can shop on it but the right people. I just don't believe in that.
He's gonna have an autopsy done.
Yeah, so we can see what's going on.
Yeah, to see what caused it, right?
All of his
See all the
injuries
injuries inside.
See if it was because he was drowned or because he was hit up against the wall.
Yeah, when I was pumping him, it did sound like he had water in him. You know what I mean? He woke up lupus. So I'm thinking last night when I gave him all that water to drink, to get that poop out of his stomach, he could have had it in his lungs then and I didn't know it.
Or
Do you
maybe
think
when
he
he
had a bunch of water in his
I did give him a
stomach all
whole
night
bunch of,
long?
yes ma'am, I gave him a whole bunch of water because
and today he drowned from it?
I'm thinking so. Because look, I was trying to get the poop out of his stomach. I mean that. I swear to God, I do believe that's what happened. Because look, when I'm humping my son's chest, I could feel the water. I could hear the water. You hear me? In his body. And on the phone, I didn't know. Yeah, he drank plenty of it.
Okay.
But at the time, like I wasn't thinking that he could have died from it. You know what I mean? I would only did it to help him.
Yeah.
Because he looked bad. His stomach was out to here. I'm like, what in the hell did you been doing or what you been eating? Ain't nothing that good in this world to take you from this to that. And drink the water for me, please. He did. And
Wasn't defiant about drinking the water?
he said, was he defiant? Not really. He was just slamming them down.
Okay.
And yup, he just slamming them down, slamming them down, slamming them down. And he did start to throw up.
So he threw up yesterday?
Last night, but not much.
Okay.
This is when I'm giving him the water to
Right.
get him to throw up.
Okay.
He threw up a little bit. And I seen there wasn't no poop in it. Or, and I tried to get him to do it again, and he didn't throw up.
Okay. What did his day look like yesterday? What did you guys do yesterday? Start with yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning,
Mm-hmm.
the same. I mean, I just fed him.
You
Checked.
fed him?
Yeah, he had breakfast. I spent some time with him. I tried to talk to him about his problems and being a better kid and how he can change. And he's telling me he loved me so much, and you know what I mean, and that he gonna try to do better. And you know, and we spent a couple hours together, and that was it. He had lunch. He had dinner. Did he lay down the whole day? I want to say. Let me say he probably did. But that was pretty much it. I mean, sometimes he can't get on and do nothing. He just lay there.
So you were home with them for the past 3 days?
I want to say, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I think he drank too much water. I'm pretty sure of it.
Okay.
Well, if he drinks that much water and then he gets in trouble when he pees or poops,
No,
probably not a good thing.
I understand that's kind of double jeopardy, but I never did this before. I never had him, like, drink all this water until I seen his belly looking like that. I was concerned. Yep, and I just wanted him to throw up. I just wanted to know that it wasn't nothing wrong inside of him at the time, you know what I mean? And that's what he did. He threw up one time, and that was it.
Did you ever pour salt in his wounds? No, just hot sauce?
Yeah.
Never salt?
No. I'll pour salt on the floor upstairs sometimes just to try to get that to soak up out the cracks and stuff like that. But other than that, nah, it wasn't no punishment with the salt and nothing like that. I ain't put no salt in his water. I ain't did nothing like that. Like I said, it really shocked me today. I'm still shocked. This is gonna be the rest. I'm gonna be in prison for the rest of my life because of this right here. Because of my child.
Why are you gonna be in prison?
I mean, I'm the man. I'm the only parent. I'm responsible. You know what I mean? And it's just bad. Like I said, I probably did give him too much water, but I never had intentions on making it cause that. I mean, I was getting fed up as a parent, yeah, but I was not trying to kill my child or hurt my child, molest my child, do anything wrong to my child, but get him to use the bathroom and the toilet like a normal 11-year-old child. He just didn't want to do it. He would actually do both. In the toilet and save the big play for upstairs or for when we're watching TV or whatever. Can I ask y'all a question? Have y'all dealt with this before or something similar?
What do you mean?
I just need some help right now. Like, my child is dead, you hear me? And they looking at me like I'm, you know what I mean? That's not good.
No, it's not. Why did you hide the stool leg?
No, I just took it away from him. I didn't really hide it.
Where'd you put it?
I remember putting it, I don't know where I put it at, to be honest. I probably stuck it behind the dresser, just out of sight real quick.
Behind the dresser?
Yeah, somewhere out of sight.
Out of sight of who?
Me and him.
Why out of your sight?
Because it reminded me of where I pulled it out from. That's pretty gross. I didn't want to smell it. I didn't want the baby to get a hold of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it was definitely out of his sight because he was locked upstairs and not allowed to come out. So that wasn't an issue.
It never that he was not allowed to come out. He just didn't want to come out respectful. You can't come out and shoot yourself right beside somebody, and not that you don't want. I mean, that you can't.
So he wasn't allowed because he pooped his pants.
Nah, it ain't that he wasn't allowed. Sometimes we put a diaper on him and we kicked it. You know what I mean? He actually had diapers, and adult diapers and all that. I mean, I'm just trying to teach him a lesson, but not in the physical aspect.
You taught him a lesson.
It took his life. And I am very sorry. I mean that. It kills me. You hear me? To know that water did that, and then my attitude, the way I've been spanking him, I ain't gonna lie, I did get out of control at times, but not that often. And I thought he would snap back from it. You know what I mean? From his whooping. I didn't know that water was gonna do that. I'm believing that's when he started acting funny, right? He had too much. But
I think it's last whooping, but
you think so?
yeah.
It killed him?
Yeah.
I mixed of a lot of things that were going on.
And stress. I got a question though. If I don't know, man. I'm afraid for my life. Yeah. I'm hurt that my child is gone. It's unbelievable. Like I still don't believe right now he's dead, gone, not coming back.
You're afraid for your life?
Yes, I am.
Your child's dead and you're afraid for your life.
I'll be spending the rest of my life in prison. I'm 30 years old. What I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, all because I tried to raise my child the right way and he became defiant and we ran into a situation. You know what I mean? People knew what he was doing. Yeah, but at the same time, it wasn't for them to do anything about it. It was for me to do something. I feel like I should have really just tried harder on getting him some better counseling. Yeah. But we in Ohio at that too. That's automatic death penalty, ain't it? It is, ain't it?
What are you thinking is death penalty?
They just changed the law.
To look into that, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
All right, anything else?
Yeah. Is the girls gonna be all right? I mean, I really shouldn't be worried about that at this point, but I just don't want them to get in no type of trouble. You know, they tried to help me so much with taking care of them and, you know, making sure things didn't get out of hand and all that.
I can't talk for the girls yet. I mean, I don't think any decisions have been made, so.
But I'm just begging y'all, please, 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 please take into consideration. I did not get my child out of foster care. I fought 4 years for him. Just to turn around and do him like this, you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I moved from North Carolina to Wisconsin. That's over 1,800 miles away, just to make sure that, you know what I mean, I could be a part of my son's life. I had never, ever, ever had intentions on doing this or seeing it going so far. I really just thought his behind would be all right the next day, and you know, he'll continue with his behaviors. I did grow a little angry when I was thinking this, but with that special. I'm getting life in prison, you know.
We'll see how it goes, man.
Strong possibility.
It's a possibility.
Please, y'all, please don't do it to me.
Just hang on real quick, okay?
I'm only 30, please.
All right, man, go set up, put your hands behind your back. We're gonna take you to the valley, get you checked out, all right?
Can you tell me what I'm being charged with?
Right now, murder and child endangering.
Murder?
Yes.
What does murder mean? Like
Murder means you killed your child.
I planned it?
What's that?
That means I planned it or something?
No, I didn't say you planned it. What I'm saying is that you murdered your son.
Anybody else being charged?
We haven't decided yet.
It's in my mail. It's in the inside. Murder.
Got anything else on you? Just your wallet, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Dude, you
Move your hands. I'm
sorry.
Do you know my shoes? Yeah, they're in the other room. We'll get them.
You have your degree?
Diploma, high school diploma.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 12 years of schooling. Where'd you last go to school?
Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin. So high school in Wisconsin. Okay. I'm just gonna have you sign it saying we went over it. Do you understand it? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask and I'll explain it.
If I sign it, do I still have the right to the lawyer?
Yeah, if you want a lawyer, you can, like I said, you can stop at any time, you request an attorney.
What does waiver of rights mean?
It's just letting you know what your rights are. Okay, it's not taking them away. You don't lose them because you signed this. You still have those rights and you can use your rights at any time. And like I'm saying, like you can say, okay, I'm done, whatever. Okay? Are you willing to talk to us?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Can you tell me where my sister's at?
Yeah, she's, we just put her in a different room.
Bipolar and ADHD depression, and she's not all there. She's got a learning disability, so I'm not sure she's alright.
She's not all there, like,
She has a learning disability, she doesn't talk much.
she doesn't talk much.
She's never had a job. All the time I take care of her.
Okay. And my understanding is you work at Walgreens? Okay, so who watches the children when you're not there?
Either Elle or my sister.
Okay.
Elle's usually home during the day, and I work at night.
Okay. You work at night? Okay. Like, what are your hours?
2 to 11, 3 to 11, 1 to 11 sometimes.
Okay. So evening, like 2 to 11? Okay. 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. So tell me what happened today.
I woke up around 1 p.m. And I left. I grabbed my sister and Josiah to go make some errands to get to the bank before they closed. I had to put some money in the bank, and I made a couple other errands, and then I got back home, and the cops were there. They didn't tell me anything that was going on. Al came out and said Takoda was unresponsive, and he had to call the ambulance. That's all I know.
So what were the errands that you went and like, where did you go?
I went over to the Dollar Tree to get Josiah something to drink because he was thirsty.
What Dollar Tree?
Right there, Gettysburg, right around the corner from my house.
Okay.
I just had my sister run in and grab a drink for him, a juice. And I had to run to the bank. And by the time I got back, it was when I seen all the cops there. I thought something had happened. I didn't know what was going on. I was freaking out. And he told me I couldn't go in my house.
What bank did you go to?
Key Bank.
Where is that at?
I think that's the North Main, is it? I don't really know the roads around here.
Okay. And then where else did you go?
That's it, I just went home.
Dollar Tree and Key Bank? Okay. Did you go by Walgreens too?
Yep. Stopped at Walgreens, stopped at my friend. I asked her if I'd go over to her house later. She had to work till 11, so I came back home.
So you were gonna go over to her house?
I went over there for Thanksgiving.
Who's your friend?
Victoria.
And she works at Walgreens? Okay. So when you who all went with you to run the errands?
Just me and my sister and Josiah.
Okay, where was Takoda?
I think he was in the bathtub. I heard him in the bathtub.
He was in the bathtub?
He should have been taking a bath, because I woke up and I was still in my pajamas. I just left. I didn't even get anything to drink or use the bathroom.
Maybe they think you just like went without brushing your teeth or anything, just...
Yeah, I just got up a lot. I thought it was later what it was. I had to get to the bank before I closed. I had bills to pay, so I had to hurry up and get the money in there.
in there, was he in there with anybody?
No, the door was closed. He was by himself.
Where was everybody else?
My sister was in her room, and Josiah was in the toy room playing.
And where was Al?
He was sitting on the couch.
Did you guys talk at all before you left?
I just said, I gotta run to the bank. I'll be back. He didn't even answer the phone. I was trying to call him, his phone was off.
What's his phone number?
I don't know it by heart. I'll have to look it up. Number 937 361 8003.
So he had his phone out.
I was trying to ask if he needed anything while I was out. But it's not unusual. His phone is always off to this day.
So how long have you guys been together?
8 years in there.
And he has other children.
Mm-hmm.
He has other children, right? Where are they?
North Carolina, last I knew. He lived with his mother.
Living with him?
Their mother.
Why is so Takoda was the only one that you guys had?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about Takoda.
What about him? Like, what
I mean, just kind of tell me about him. I don't know anything about him.
Well, when we first got together, he was fighting for custody of him in Wisconsin. That's how we met. He got overnight visits with him, and he was a good kid. Bounced around foster home. Then after probably a few years after we got custody, we moved here. In 2014, he went to school at Horace Mann. He had a lot of behavior problems. He was going to get kicked out of school. So we decided to homeschool him to see if that would work. He just didn't listen. He didn't want to. He had behavior problems. The therapist said that he didn't need therapy. He was only in therapy a couple of times. He threatened me with a knife one time, so I took all the knives away. And I just put them in my bedroom.
So when does Al work?
Every now and again. He works at Labor Works, temporary.
Labor works?
He works when he can. I've been working 6 days a week sometimes, so.
So you didn't really see Takoda this morning.
I barely ever see him. Like I said, by the time I get up, I get dressed for work and leave. Then when I get home, everybody's in bed. I stay up till about 2, 3, 5 in the morning.
So you don't see him at all?
Barely. Maybe for a few minutes here and there.
So where does he go to school now?
He's homeschooled.
By who?
Me. I give make homework assignments. I usually put them off at the library, and then I give them to my sister to give to him, and then he reads his books and all that, like the paperwork.
So you just
Usually-
papers, you know.
Usually on the tablet, with a tablet. I was looking into like a K-12 or something like that they had, but they were going to help teach him, but I kind of took that one. But
you ever talk to his mother?
Scotta's mother?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. I haven't talked to her in years.
So he was in foster care. Why was he in foster care?
His mother put him in foster care.
Okay. And so you guys got him out of foster care.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time he went to school?
This is the second year being homeschooled.
So Josiah, whose baby is Josiah?
It's Al's brother.
His mom's baby.
Yes.
Or dad's.
His mom's. I don't think they know their fathers.
Okay. So how do you guys have him?
She left him with us, and we were just taking care of him. I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't know if she's in jail or what. I haven't talked to her.
She like just dropped him off and
We went and picked him up. When we picked him up, he had really bad diaper rash. He was underweight. He was with his aunt, which is her sister. She wasn't taking care of him. She sold all this stuff, so we went and picked him up.
and you've had him pretty much his whole life?
Mm-hmm. He was like a year old. I mean, I think Al talks to his mother, but I don't, so I don't know what her plans were. I haven't spoken to her in a good year or so.
Okay. So where does everybody in the house, like, where do they sleep?
Well, Al and I have our bedroom, and sometimes sleeps in our room, either with us or on the floor, or on the couch. Just varies. Then there's a bedroom across from us, which is where Takoda sleeps at. And then my sister, we kind of made her a bedroom in the back of the house. It's kind of
Okay, so I mean, Takoda stays in the bedroom.
across from mine.
Right, Josiah doesn't stay in there at all?
He naps in there.
He usually
But
stays
it's
just
like
you.
it's where one just lays.
So you get up about 1, and your sister's where?
She's in her room.
So you could go get her and say, hey, we gotta run to the store?
Mm-hmm. I always take her. I don't like driving alone.
Okay. And Takoda's in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah.
door was closed.
Okay.
I heard the bath water.
But Al was sitting on the couch?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When's the last time that you're aware that Takoda ate?
I didn't ask, but I was assuming he ate breakfast or lunch, something. We had pizza from Happy Pizzas, and I just made a whole turkey for dinner last night, so I don't know what he ate, but my sister feeds him or Al feeds him.
Okay. Explain to me what all these marks are on Takoda.
What marks?
The marks all over his body.
From something out the window or what?
No.
I don't look at him, I don't know.
There's marks on
You
his
don't
body.
look at it?
I don't, he's 10, I don't look at his body. I have no idea.
Okay. Somebody said that you said Josiah was visiting from Tennessee.
Yeah, his mom's supposed to be getting him back, but she hasn't gotten a hold of us. We've
Has-
just been taking care of him,
For how long?
since April.
Like marks on his face. You never noticed the marks on his face?
I didn't see him this morning. I haven't seen him.
Or maybe his big cut that's on his ankle, like around his foot?
Mm-hmm.
You never noticed that?
Uh-uh.
When was the last time you saw him?
Probably like last week or so. I've been working 6 days a week trying to get some extra money for holidays.
Okay, well, there's still a day left.
I know I usually.
So what do you do on that day?
I just had off today and yesterday. And I just I've been sleeping. I've been sick.
So you had yesterday off?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see him at all yesterday?
I was in my bedroom. I've been sick. I had strep throat or bronchitis or something.
So where was he?
In the house, bedroom, watching TV. I don't know. Kids are usually up just playing around watching TV.
Just playing around?
Yeah, they're usually watching cartoons on.
You think a kid that looks like that's just playing around?
He usually involved with his dad. His dad goes to his friend's house a lot.
What friend's house?
I don't know his name. He's got a few friends. I don't know.
So you never noticed, you never realized he had these marks all over his body,
Usually
on his arms, on his hands.
Oh,
You never noticed that stuff?
I usually don't. I usually leave.
That's not play stupid, okay? Because I really don't have a lot of tolerance for stupid. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to a kid that lost his life. So this is your chance to explain this to us because you're not stupid, okay? You can kind of play like you are, but you're not stupid. So let's discuss how this happened to him.
I
Did
don't
you do
know.
this to him? Did you do this to him?
No, I
Were you
did
beating
not.
on him?
No,
Okay, who was?
I don't know. I wasn't
You do
there.
know.
I wasn't there.
Come on, but you're still not stupid.
I never touched him. I never surrounded him.
I thought you homeschooled him.
Yeah.
You didn't talk to him?
Barely
You
ever.
never noticed that this kid was probably miserable his entire 10 years, or at least the time that this has been going on, because this didn't just happen. What monster does this? Are you a monster?
No,
Oh, well then tell me how this happened.
I don't know. He's usually wearing clothes when I'm around him. I don't.
Okay, but they were on his
clothes
arms, on his hands. His face had cuts.
I didn't see him today. I don't know.
They weren't from today. They were from a period of time, not just today.
What clothes does he wear?
He had jeans and khaki pants and t-shirts. I had to throw 99% of them out.
What did he have left?
He only had a couple pairs left until I
Where
got
were
him some
they?
more. They were in his room.
And the room where all the toddler clothes were?
Yes.
Last
That's
time I
where all
checked,
the
he
clothes
doesn't wear
were.
toddler size.
I kept all the clothes there. But 90% of them had to
There
go
was
in
going,
the
might have been clothes up in the upstairs. So who goes in the upstairs?
No, we leave it locked. Because it leaks. No, it's off limits.
So why is there urine and stuff up there?
Our dogs go up there sometimes.
And pee in buckets? You guys should train your dog to pee in buckets?
There's no buckets up there.
Yeah,
There's a
buckets with
swimming
urine
pool.
in there.
There shouldn't be no
No,
buckets in
there
here.
is.
The ceiling leaks. Well, the
It's
buckets
not a
are.
leak. So the dogs hang out up in the attic?
Sometimes they go up there because they don't get along, so we have to bring another dog in. If we bring the outside dogs in, my other dog has to go upstairs or in the basement.
So let's get back to this. So today a 10-year-old who's going to be 11 very soon, is that correct?
Daisy.
Lost his life somehow, and has marks all over him that couldn't be self-inflicted. So I'd like to know how that happened.
Can I stop seeing where, please? Tell me what this is.
Well, I moved down here 3 years ago, and well, I moved down here because I had to take care of the boys. And that was the whole deal, that I take care of the house and the boys, and he'll buy my dog food or whatever, clean the house and do all that. So,
You're okay, honey. Take a breath.
and then,
Hey, Jennifer. I'm sorry, just really quick. I just want to remind you of the paper that we went over to make sure that you remember everything we went over before.
yeah, I'm gonna tell everything. I guess I told me that I was gonna talk, because I'm not going down for this no more.
Okay.
Because they always said that if anything happens, we're all going down. Well, I'm not going down as much as they are, because I'm tired.
Somebody told you all were going down for it? Who?
Amanda.
Amanda told you all were going to go down for it? Okay. So, you moved down here 3 years ago to watch the boys, okay? The understanding was they're going to buy dog food for your dog and obviously take care of you, right?
Take care of me and my dog. But, can you give me a second just to...
Yeah. Take your time.
But he was in that room downstairs, and then he was misbehaving because he was pooping everywhere. He could use the bathroom any time, whatever, like a normal child. But he would refuse to use the bathroom and use that himself every night and everything. And so then he started spanking him, putting him in the corner, and it escalated from there. And then he moved him to the basement and that spare room that we got down there. And then he kept on doing the same thing and stuff like that. And then he would start doing a little more, punching him and kicking him and stuff like that. And then he moved him to where I was, because I was still upstairs at the time. And then he would still do the same thing. And then he would start still punching him, kicking him, elbowing him in the gut, smacking him across the head and everything. And then he recently started using a taser on him. Then we got this metal spatula down or whatever that he used to beat him with it. And then this morning, I called him down for breakfast. He wouldn't come. I called him down, kept on calling him down. Finally, he came down, and then I woke up Al, and he was sitting, Takoda was sitting on the toilet, and he elbowed him in the back, and then he fell to the floor, and he...
Take your time.
started beating on him, and then he threw him in the bathtub, and it sounded like he was drowning him. So he was talking to him and telling him he was going to drown him, and it sounded like that because all I heard was splashing because he wouldn't clean his shorts because he came down wet over this morning. And he took him back upstairs and threw him around. Then he made him lay on his stomach, hands behind the back, and he stepped on him. And then he made him lay in the bed, and he was laying on his side, and then he was at the back of him. I don't know what he was doing out there, I couldn't see. And then he threw him back off the bed, drug him a little bit up from it. And then I know it was going on for 30 years. I should have done something. even longer, since he was little. All I know is that Amanda never laid any hands on him. I mean, she would spank him and just tell him not to do things, but he would never listen. So we both told Al that he wouldn't listen, and then Al would go be on it.
When you say he tased him, he had like a physical taser or like a...
Yeah, a little pink one.
Little pink taser. And then there's a metal spatula that he used to hit him with. You said that he had him on... He was behind him today, right? Were Takoda's hands tied, or? Okay. Did you see, was he?
I don't know what else was going on. I was in the middle of reading and watching Joe while he was playing, so I wasn't really doing much paying attention to what was going on.
What was Takoda doing? Was he crying, screaming?
Not at first. Well, at first he was, but when it was over, he was quiet. And then when they woke up about 1 o'clock, because he went back to bed around 10, and then they woke up, and then they laid me on the couch, and I went back to bed for a while, because I was tired. And then I got woken up by Amanda crying and freaking out. And then that's when we left. Because Takoda wasn't breathing.
There was part of like a stool or something. What was going on with that?
He would make him sit on it with his legs wide open, because I don't know the whole reason.
He would sit on it when it was part of the chair? Or
yeah, when it was all together. Because he wouldn't stand still with his legs crossed, hands behind his head. And then he brought it back home one day and made him sit on it.
Like with the legs up?
No, he was sat on the top of it.
Did you see Al with this, like one of the legs today?
He hid it behind the dresser in the living room. Well, part of it, and then the other one was the sink in the bathroom.
What was he doing with it?
Dad, I don't know. I can tell you that one. I don't know what he was doing with that.
So you said that, like, after this was going on, he went back to bed. Who went back to bed?
Al, because he made Takoda go back to bed, lay back on his bed, and not make a word or sound. And then I just figured he was sleeping the way he was just.
What bed was he laying on?
That was a cat.
What?
A cat looking thing. I don't know what they did with it.
Where was that at?
It was all upstairs.
A cat thing?
Yeah, like a big green cat.
Cot.
Yeah, like a bed, like...
Yeah.
Oh, a cat. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's Wisconsin coming out in you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I just wasn't following. Okay, so the cot, it was green?
Yeah.
Okay, so once Amanda obviously was upset, and then you guys left and went to the store, and Al stayed there?
Yeah, because it's like right after we left, he called the cops. She told him to call. He wasn't breathing or making funny noises or whatever. I was half asleep when we left. I didn't know what was going on, so I left with no sweater, no shoes or anything. I just picked up Joe and we left.
Did you go to those 3 places that you told us you went to?
Yes.
Do you know what she wanted to talk to her friend at Walgreens about?
I think just to get advice of what to do, but she didn't. All her friend said was don't run because I'd look bad. Because she didn't tell her exactly what was going on, so, that's whatever. But...
So that's when you guys kind of went back home?
we drove around the neighborhood a little bit to see what was going on, if the cops were still there. And then finally she just gave up and went home.
So the leg to the stool, you know what I'm talking about? You never saw him use that on Josiah?
No, I didn't. No. That child never got beat or anything, just got some spankings when he wouldn't listen, but...
I didn't mean Josiah, I'm sorry, I meant Takoda.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, but I just said it, yeah. But no, that's one thing I never seen him use. He usually just use that spatula, his fists, his feet, or everything that is anything that he could see.
Did he drag him up or down the steps or anything like that?
So I know this morning he was wobbling like crazy when he was coming down the stairs. So I told him, I didn't know what was going on. I told him to walk normal, you know. And so then he was walking, rubbing up on things, and I woke up Al. So that's what I said. Al got mad, started beating on him. But I'm not 100% sure. He was having troubles walking, so I think I seen him on the camera grabbing his ear and dragging him, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
On the camera?
Yeah.
So there was a camera upstairs?
Yeah.
They kept a camera up there while he was in the attic?
Yeah.
To watch him.
Is that stuff recorded? What is it, live? So you can only watch what's going on? And that's how you saw him stand on him and put him on his stomach and all that? Okay. So he did pretty much stay up in the attic, though? Did he get locked in that room a lot? Yes.
The only time he came down was just to the bathroom. And shower once in a while.
And at any point did you know of him to harm himself?
Takoda?
Yeah.
Well, I know he did jump out a window from up there.
But that's the only thing you know of?
As far as I know of, yeah.
Okay. Why was he that way with him? I can see that there's no pictures in there. There was no pictures, no nothing.
I don't know.
You don't know. Did he ever threaten you? Did Al ever threaten you?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, why did you never call the police or anything about it?
I wanted to stay in his arms. But then he would just tell us if he would come up with some stupid story when if we ever did, he would just say, oh, I'll just say this and that, and I don't know, he's just...
Does he drink? Is it when he drinks, or is he just an angry person?
Both.
Does it get worse if he drinks?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Does he drink a lot? Really? Is that what he does all day?
He would usually go out I'd say about 2, 3 in the afternoon, sometimes 4, and I'll come home about 2, 3 in the morning.
So Takoda pees the bed, is that kind of what his trouble is with him?
Yeah, but really, and I noticed last maybe week or so he didn't go poop in the toilet, 'cause I'm told to watch him because he likes to rub poop everywhere. So I kind of just peek in on him, see what he's doing, not trying to be gross or anything, and then I noticed that he doesn't poop in the toilet, and so I told Al about that, so he asked him, and I guess one night he was pooping upstairs and he ate it, so I don't know what was the deal with all that.
He would have gotten in trouble if he had
If there was,
with it?
yeah, he would beat him.
So he ate it?
Yeah.
How do you know he ate it? You saw him?
I guess that's what they said. What he said. What Takoda said, I should say. That he eats it. Yeah. Because one day he was skinny, I should say. And then the next day, his stomach was fat. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I just thought that he just gained weight overnight. Just, you know. So, I guess I could have fed him food, really good food, so.
Did he actually eat though? Like,
Yeah, because there's no. What's that?
Did he come down and eat with you guys?
No, we gave him some bowls and a bowl and sent it upstairs. No, usually what we eat, like pizza and macaroni and cheese and everything, like. But, yeah, so this morning I gave him bagels and peanut butter. Yeah, usually. And then lately I've been just giving him everything that Joe eats is what I give him.
He's just really thin. Doesn't he seem kind of thin to you?
Yeah.
Why is he so thin?
I don't know. I feed him 3 times a day sometimes.
Does he eat or does he just
you
give him food?
Yeah, he eats it.
Are you giving him like smaller portions? Or are you giving him like portions you give to Josiah?
No, I gave him a full bowl full, like a lot of food. So I don't know what's all going on with that.
Are you the one responsible for feeding him for all the meals?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you go up and feed him, is he back in that locked area then?
No, he's just, when you just go upstairs, he's right next to the railing.
Okay. So he was in that area. Was the other area locked off or?
Yeah, because that's the window in the area. He was in there before, but that's when he jumped out the window and plus the ceilings all falling down and everything. We gotta get that fixed. But
That's where he jumped out the window up there?
yeah, that's why it's boarded up there.
And that's probably because he was being kept up there?
Yeah, that too.
So I know that I kind of missed parts, so I just want to make sure that I understand everything, and I apologize if I'm repeating stuff. But so Al got pissed off this morning because Takoda woke him up by walking into things.
Well, yeah, I'm falling down into the bathroom door and over the bathtub.
Okay. So did Takoda take a beating last night? Is that why he was so disoriented today?
He could have, but I went to bed early because I had to get up early. So I'm usually up about, I would say about 6:45 to the boys. Take care of them and everything.
Blaze? I'm sorry. Is that
to the boys? Okay.
the boys? Okay.
Yeah, feed the boys, take care of them, and then go outside, take care of the dogs. I just got a lot to handle.
Yes, ma'am. It sounds like you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, just
Okay.
basically do everything with him. He goes out and drinks and she works.
Okay.
So you don't know if he got...
No, because I sleep with headphones on and face mask, whatever they need.
Do you do that so you don't hear the screaming?
It's just peaceful. Because I have a fan on back there and everything. It's just my door closed. I just don't hear anything really.
Okay. So it's fair to say maybe he did, maybe he didn't last night.
Right.
Okay. But he gets beat on every day.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And it's unusual when you don't.
Okay. And did you ever try to take him to the doctor or get him medical help or anything?
No.
Can you explain that to me a little bit?
I don't know how I tried, but he would come up with an excuse saying Takoda's crazy and he does self-harm and everything. So he just comes up with an excuse that it's all Takoda's fault.
Okay. So, in one of the pictures, it looks like there's like a T, like carved into his side. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, she doesn't really know anything about how that happened.
Okay.
So he was coming down this morning. Does he normally come down in the morning to use the bathroom?
Yeah, I got him down about 6 times a day. And then I'm done by 11 o'clock at night is when I usually go to bed. Last night.
So basically he goes up there and then he's locked up there, right? Unless he's let out.
Yeah.
And so, Amanda knew that he wasn't breathing when you guys left today. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess. That's why she, that's why she told Al to call the cops.
Okay. Does her cell phone have a passcode on it?
Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
Do they keep the phones from you?
Yeah, 'cause I'm not allowed to have a phone. The internet or phone or whatever.
Why is that? You're a grown-ass woman.
Right. Because apparently I tell too many secrets.
Is that what they say?
Pretty much. That I can't keep my mouth shut.
So they don't let you talk to anybody?
And that's why you haven't talked to your mom?
No.
Do you know your mom's phone number?
No.
Hey, I have a question. There was like a dog leash or something hanging in the living room.
Oh, that's Joe's toy. Because he, has a boxing set.
Uh-huh.
And we hang it from that and likes to punch on it. So we took it down, but I guess we forgot to take the leash down.
Is there any reason at all that the Josiah would be considered a missing person?
No.
No. Al didn't take him?
No. His mom gave him to him. Because apparently she uses crutches.
Are you for sure about that, or is that just
That's
what you've been
they all
told?
been told. Yeah.
Because you weren't around when that happened, were you?
Yeah, came down 3 years ago.
And he is 3 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had him since I think a couple of years now or so.
But he was a baby, right?
Probably a year and a half, maybe.
When you got it, when they got him?
Yeah.
So, were you here when they got him? Or did you come after?
No, I was here.
Okay. How did that go down?
I don't know the full story on that one. I mean, she kept a lot from me about that one, so.
Did Amanda ever do anything to stop this?
No.
Explain to me Amanda's part in when this is going on.
Every time Amanda will be at work lately when he does it. Do it as soon as she walks out the door.
But before, when she was there, I mean, it's evident that she was aware that it was going on.
Yeah. She told him to stop. She's been telling him to stop because he's been had too much going on with his body, and just let him do what he wants and stuff like that. I know that for sure. But yeah.
Did she ever try and stop Al? Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, these are just questions that I have to ask. I know that there's... I mean, was there a fear factor? Or...
For me, I know it was. I'm terrified of him. He gets angry too easy.
What happened to your wrist, hon? Did you do that?
I don't know, I've not done it since I was in like 6th grade.
But you didn't know Takoda to ever self-harm? No?
Doesn't really seem like he had anything he could self-harm with. I mean, he was locked up in that attic most of the time.
Don't let Jennifer's quiet voice, mumbling, and tears fool you. This girl is evil. She fully admitted to going to Al and telling him when she thought Takoda was acting up, knowing exactly what would happen when she told Al. This photo here shows the TV where all of the camera footage would flow through. So this girl was literally watching what was going on with Takoda upstairs. That's where they would monitor him through the camera. She knows damn well what was going on up there and about the SA. She would have seen it. Both of them would. Genxr and Amanda both would have seen it. I mean, the TV is right here in the living room. This is right behind the sofa. So don't let these girls fool you. They knew what was happening to Takoda and still reported everything to Al. Al, Amanda, and Genxr were subsequently arrested and charged with Takoda's death. Al Mclean was sentenced to 51 years to life in prison for murder, SA, kidnapping, and child endangerment. 51 years. That's it. For what he did to Takoda, I feel like that is a huge miscarriage of justice. I cannot believe he didn't get life in prison. It's just unbelievable. Amanda Hensey received a sentence of 22 to 27.5 years for involuntary manslaughter and child endangerment. I don't know what I think about that. I'm glad she's in prison. Again, I feel like she should get life as well. She played a role in this and didn't do anything to stop it. Genxr Ebert was sentenced to 8 years in prison for involuntary manslaughter and child endangerment. So they are all in prison. That is good. But again, I feel like they all got pretty light sentencing considering what egregious and depraved things that were done to Takoda. Now, moving on, I did some digging and was able to find all of their Facebook pages. So I thought we would take a peek at those. And again, the comments never disappoint. Now, this post has since been deleted, but you can see here, she set up a GoFundMe. So this piece of trash was trying to collect money to support a memorial for Takoda. Unbelievable. I asked all my family and friends to please share this post. I need all the help I can get. I wonder what she really planned on doing with this money. Can you believe this? Trying to collect money off the back of a child that you had everything to do with his murder. This was the only photo on Amanda's page that I saw Takoda in. All of the other photos on her page are with Al or friends or her sister or Josiah. But this is the only picture I saw with Takoda on her page. Everybody else I kind of erased out. They're not involved with this, and so I don't need to publicly blast their photos. But you can see Genxr down below, Takoda standing in front of Amanda. Poor Takoda. This whole thing just breaks my heart. Now on Amanda's Facebook page, surprisingly, there weren't any comments under any of her photos from the public letting her know how they felt. I'm not sure why. Same with Al's Facebook page, which we will get to in a second. Genxr's Facebook page was a lot more entertaining in regard to comments, and we will get to that in a minute. I just wanted to show you a few snapshots from Amanda's page. The GoFundMe that I somehow was able to dig up. I have no idea how I found it. As a matter of fact, I can't even remember how I found it at this point, but it's just incredible that she thought it would be a good idea to set up a GoFundMe. That's how arrogant and disturbed, to say the least, these people are. I thought this was a really interesting photo. This was on Al's Facebook page. It's a picture of him and Amanda, and I can only assume this baby in this photo, which was also in their home, is Josiah. But underneath the photo, a woman with the same last name as Al is saying, "Whose baby is this?" And then another lady with the same last name is saying, yeah. And then the original lady comes back and says, I found out already. Thanks, though. But I thought that was really interesting. The mystery surrounding Josiah, this baby, very interesting. And you've got people from Al's family themselves here asking who the baby was. I found this photo that Amanda posted that I thought was interesting and really kind of pissed me off because she's posting this picture of Al with their dog. Nap time, too cute. And I just looked at this photo and I just wanted to vomit because look how loving and caring he's being towards his dog. And we know what was going on behind the scenes with his own son. So he can be loving and all cuddly with his dog and do unspeakable things to his own son and eventually murder him. Absolutely disgusting. Now we get to Jennifer Ebert's page. She's got Takoda as her profile picture and a picture of her and Takoda as the banner photo. I need to refrain from saying what I really want to say about this, but I wanted to jump through the screen. This woman is, these people, just the epitome of pond scum, human trash, okay? It's like she's exploiting Takoda on her Facebook page. Now there's we'll get to this next. There's a more recent post, and some people were saying maybe her Facebook page got hacked. Now, I went through her whole Facebook page. There are photos from way back when. I'm pretty sure, almost 100% sure this is her page, and I'm thinking that they may still get access to social media, possibly from jail, especially Jennifer, because she's in there for the least amount of time and on the, I guess, lowest amount of charges. I also read through some jail emails that I'm going to get to where she was emailing back and forth with different people in jail, and she asked this person to do something with her Facebook. So I'm pretty much 100% sure this is her Facebook page. With all of that said, let's get to it and look at some of her posts. So this is the post I was just talking about. It's dated January 1st, 2023, so about a year ago. And it says, people need to get a life, FFS, like for real. Now, in reading some of the emails she sent from prison, this sounds like something she would post or how she would write. So again, I'm not 100% sure if she's the one that actually posted this, but there are 108 comments, which I cannot get to all of them. But I am going to show you a few of them for entertainment purposes only. You can see the first comment. The branches of this family tree needed to be chopped off a long time ago. So here are some more comments under the same post where she's telling everyone they need to get a life. This person is saying, too bad Takoda can't get a life. So true. I can't believe not one person in that household felt sympathy enough to help a child that was being severely on a regular basis. How can you turn a blind eye to that kind of abuse of a child? Wow. Now this woman here is saying exactly what I would love to say, but can't necessarily on this platform. But I'm going to go ahead and read to you what I can. You guys will get the idea as you can see it on screen. How can anyone be friends with this disgusting piece of... And she's referring to Jennifer because this is on Jennifer's Facebook page. WTF are wrong with people. I don't give a if she didn't do physically to hurt this innocent baby. She effing knew what the hell was going on. She would literally complain about a 10-year-old to his dad, knowing the possible outcome. I don't give a damn if this nasty thinks she really had nothing to do with what happened just because she didn't physically touch him. B, you would watch through the effing camera, while he was getting SA'd and hurt and didn't do a damn thing about it. Yeah, you sure are something. Hopefully the prisoners already dealt with you, 'cause man, that's just insane. Lady, I 100% agree with you. Wish I could say it just like that, but you guys get the point. This, again, is a comment under the post. Genxr talking about people really need to get a life. Here's another one that I absolutely agree with. You do realize that millions of people out here know about this case. How in the name of God can you even stand yourself, especially knowing that you're part of the reason why an innocent kid is dead? You sat there for years not doing anything at all, knowing Takoda was being hurt. You're as bad as your sister and Takoda's dad. None of you should have any rights. Takoda's name was added to the National Wall of Tears. Millions of people out here know his story now and what all three of you evil, sick monsters did. There is mankind's justice, and then comes justice from God. Takoda deserved to have a life, and yet you got the audacity to sit on Facebook saying people need to get a life. B, you need a life in the eternal lake of fire. This comment here says, disgusting how obtuse this thing is. To have the audacity to use Takoda's picture on her profile picture. When she didn't even care about Takoda in posts, Genxr commented on her idiotic sister's page on Facebook regarding pictures that were posted on Amanda's page. How much she misses JoJo, and how everyone misses him, and how much she, in fact, Genxr, misses Al and Amanda. So basically what this commenter is saying is there are so many posts about, and it's in the jail emails as well that I'll be showing you soon, is they're talking about how much they miss JoJo. And like I said previously in the video, it was like Takoda did not exist. He was the scapegoat. It's all about JoJo. And no offense to JoJo. JoJo, whoever he is an innocent baby and all of this. But it just shows the callousness that these monsters had towards Takoda. Now, all of these comments don't make 100% sense, but this person is saying that Al had a relationship with Genxr as well. Let's see, wait. Weird, very interesting how no one mentions the fact where he had a relationship with Genxr. That Al Mclean was nothing but honestly jealous of his own son, to the point where in interrogation he refers to his son as handsome at points that don't even make any sense during the interrogation. He was obviously very jealous and resentful of his own son. I think they are right where they belong. They should all stay there until they take their last breath. And I'm glad that Robin Collins is off the face of the earth too, because she is no better. And this is one disgusting, despicable family. Now, I looked at that and thought, did Robin Collins, Takoda's mother, pass away? I scoured the internet and did not see anything of the sort. So I'm not really sure what this person is talking about, and not really sure what's going on with the relationships and what have you. So take all that with a grain of salt. Let's see. They are nothing but sorry excuses for humans. How is it that Al Mclean uttered the words to even refer to himself as a father? This 30 IQ Genxr, who is basically a crazy babysitter, but you get she was there to watch this child be harmed and did nothing except sit on her, you know what. She was nothing but a peasant. Her own sister in jail calls refers to her as not mentally there, and crazy Genxr even says that she misses her sister and Al and JoJo. so much that she doesn't ever say anything about Takoda. I never thought I would see the day that I would be detested by the sight of human beings as I am with these 3 people, including the mother of the deceased child who harmed him when he was a baby. That's why he ended up in foster care. Now, I read that it was her boyfriend who did, but either way, you know, I never said Robin Collins was some upstanding citizen here, so let's make that clear. I did say she did call and try to get help for Takoda, which was the right thing to do, but it's obvious she had a ton of her own problems, and that's why I said Takoda was pretty much screwed from the get-go, having parents like Robin and Al. So, again, Robin is not Al and did not do any of those things to Takoda, so it's just a mess. But anyways, moving on. Let's see. She's saying that's why he was in foster care. Let's see. Because she was the main catalyst that kicked this whole thing off by harming her child when he was an infant, and that's why he was placed in foster care to begin with. These people are despicable. I hope the 3 remaining losers enjoy prison, and I'm completely ecstatic that Amanda Lee will never ever raise, and we don't need to, you know, I cross that out. We don't need to talk about So this person's saying that Amanda produced a child with Al, but now I never saw any information of the sort. So if you guys know anything different, definitely let me know in the comments. But from what I'm understanding, Amanda and Al never had a child together. It was Josiah that they were raising that was apparently Al's younger brother. So that's all a big mystery and a bit of a mess. But again, you can see that Jennifer's post did not make anybody very happy. And you can tell by the comments, people are pretty fired up about this whole thing, and rightfully so. Okay, so this comment here is stating that Jennifer may not be having the best time in prison, that inmates threw toilet water on her, and that's the closest, you know, you get the point. But I thought that was an interesting comment. Now, I did read in some of the jail emails that Jennifer was struggling in prison. I hope they all are, that a lot of the inmates did not like her, and I hope that for all 3 of them. But anyways, I just thought this was interesting that this person is saying that the other inmates threw toilet water on her. So let's move on and get into a few of the emails sent from prison. So this is an email from Jennifer. Hey, do me a favor and go on my Facebook or somewhere and send me the picture of me and Takoda from Nick and Amanda wedding, if you know which one I am talking about, because I like the picture. I mean, this kind of reminds me of a serial killer who's collecting items from the victim because they get off on it. It's just disgusting. Here's another email from Jennifer. Let's see. The people in my pod absolutely hate me. They may seem nice to me in front of my face, but I hear them talking crap and saying other stuff, and I asked to be moved somewhere else because of it. And they told me to suck it up because I am in jail. I mean, I know where I am. I know where I'm at, but it's just BS. I just want to come home instead of dealing with this any longer. The only other place they could move me is in rollover, but that's a bad idea because put some people in there, but I want to go back to W11. Either way, you guys get the point. The grammar isn't the best, but I mean, really, she's complaining about where she is. She's whining and moaning that people don't like her, and she's complaining about where she is. These people just don't get it. It's like they're incapable of having any empathy, remorse, taking any sort of accountability. As you can tell, it gets me so upset. I almost have to walk away and breathe to come back. But anyways, okay, I'm sorry about that rant. Let's move on to a few more. Okay, I don't know what it is about Genxr and Amanda writing in caps, but that's what they do. They both write in caps for some reason. Now, this is an email from Amanda, and the part that really got to me is her talking about how she's so upset over her dog, okay? So she says, still have not been able to wrap my head around the whole situation. It's been 2 weeks in this place, and all I can think about is how I lost my entire life in the blink of an eye. She lost her entire life. Nothing. What about Takoda? Oh my goodness. Okay. I can't believe I haven't seen Josiah in over 2 weeks. I miss him with all my heart. I know they took all our dogs, and all I can think about is I'm never going to see Mia Lee again. That they killed her. Larry came to visit me, blah, blah, blah. So she's talking about her dog? And I do believe one of their dogs was put down. I'm pretty sure one of the dogs, at least one, was put down. And that's the one she's probably talking about, which, you know, I hate that, you know, look, even the dogs, even the innocent dogs and all this had to suffer because of their actions. The callousness of her words talking about Josiah and the dog, and not a word about Takoda. This one here is from Amanda to Al, saying, and it all vanished in the blink of an eye. I lost my job, house, car, dog, kids, and I feel like I'm losing you. I can't believe we're going to get married May 25th already, and I pray we still can. I know in my heart you are a great father, lady. Really? Husband, friend, and man. But if we're going to make it through this rough patch, blah, blah, blah. I just have no words. I have no words, you guys. And last but not least, we can't leave Al out now, can we? So this is an email from Al. I believe it's to Amanda. It says, the only thing that gets me through another day is thinking of seeing you and Josiah again. Not Takoda, you and Josiah. Man, it's so sad they took my son away from me. I miss him so much. I have not seen him in a month. I miss him with all my heart. So he's calling Josiah his son. I think Amanda and Al just took Josiah and made him their son. Like, the whole Josiah thing is, again, quite a mystery. So if any of you know any more whether they had a baby together or not, like I said before, let me know in the comments. So he's talking about missing Josiah. His heart is broken. It feels like it's in a million pieces. I still can't believe this is all happening. I go to bed thinking it's just a dream and I'll wake up to see everyone again. Baby, do you realize that I'm never going to see Mia Lee again? The dog. He's talking about the effing dog. Do you know how much that kills me right now? All I can think of is how she was the best dog in the world and didn't deserve to die. Neither did your son. This is why I'm in no hurry to get out. I just want our name cleared, because if I get out, I don't know if I'll ever be able to even step foot in that house again, because that house is not going to be the same. I have no words, you guys. It's just unbelievable. And he only got 51 years. Unbelievable. Another thing I wanted to touch on was this dog leash hanging from the ceiling here that they discussed during the interrogation. And I just found it really odd that there's a dog leash hanging from the ceiling. We never got any answers as to what it was really for in the interrogation, except for Genxr stating that it was used for a boxing toy for Josiah, who was a toddler. So that doesn't make any sense to me. It's really suspicious what this was doing there, and really eerie and scary to look at, to say the least. So if any of you guys out there know what this was used for, or if there's anywhere out there that discussed it further that I didn't find, and I missed it, let me know. But I'm sorry, this looks like something that was used for nefarious purposes and not a boxing toy for a toddler. I mean, I suppose it could, but anyways, I just wanted to point that out, and you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Takoda's estate sued Montgomery County in a wrongful death lawsuit. The case settled in 2021 for $3.25 million. There is no amount of money that can bring this child back, said attorney Michael Wright, who represented Takoda Collins' estate. But what we wanted to do is see that the county accepted responsibility and is making changes such that this won't happen to another child. Who will get the money from the settlement? Well, definitely not Al. The estate's attorney, Michael Wright, wouldn't be specific, but stated Takoda's grandmother, his mother, and siblings would most likely receive the money. All of that will be worked out in probate court. Takoda's estate also sued Children's Hospital, but I couldn't find any information on any outcome of that lawsuit as of the date of this video. In 2022, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed House Bill 4 into law, aiming to hold children and family services accountable. The bill was in response to Takoda's tragic death and the egregious failures from social services and law enforcement to protect him. The bill will create an office to oversee children's services, require the agency to send their reports to local, state, or the federal government, and allow a judge to interview a child if a parent refuses access. Now, in my opinion, this bill is a start, but stops short of any real legal accountability for social service workers that fail our children. More needs to be done. The lack of accountability creates a lackadaisical work environment where missteps, no matter how egregious, get pushed under the rug, and then it's business as usual. When a child enters this world, drawing its first breath of life, its most fundamental need is love, a simple yet profound necessity that should never be denied. For Takoda, this essential gift of love was cruelly withheld, along with all other basic needs that sustain life. His short existence was marked by a heart-wrenching absence of the very things every child deserves. Takoda's life was a shocking reminder of the depths of human depravity, yet his tragic death was not in vain. It tore away the veil, revealing the vermin that thrived in the shadows around him, forcing them into the harsh light of justice. These revelations exposed monumental failures within the systems designed to protect our most vulnerable children. These systems, funded by our tax dollars, crumbled when they were needed the most. Takoda's story has ignited a fire in the hearts of citizens weary of seeing such horrific stories dominate the headlines. It has spurred a collective demand for action, insisting that our politicians rise from complacency to repair these broken systems. The call to action is clear. We must be Takoda's voice, echoing his story so that his suffering is never forgotten. The pain and anger we feel as we learn of the suffering Takoda endured must galvanize us into relentless pursuit for change. Somewhere at this very moment, a precious child is crying for help, their voice stifled by silence. We cannot allow this to persist in our society. We must fight for them, for they cannot fight for themselves. We are their champions. We are their harbingers of change. Let us never waver in our resolve to be their voice and to forge a world where every child is cherished, loved, and protected. We must never give up.